Oh shoot. It was 7 p.m. Yo, I got the roll, cuz.
Buck roll.
Yo, 7 p.m. time to slide in the service. 7:15, we almost live in person. 7:30, we gonna give a rounds in the worship. 8 o'clock, we stop, it's time to dive in the verses. Chapter in the book, we look, finding our purpose. The fine print connect without writing in cursive. These girls spend time, go pricing the verses. So worth way more than the price of a Birkin. I'm learning, you can go out splurging, get these things. But what's the point? You ain't saved, your sin remain. They look at cool and wanna shift the blame. But now you got space, go and make a different change. And if you don't, well, then it's a shame. Sinners want to vibe, I'm on a different wave. Niggas headed to the pit of rage. Driving down the highway to hell, you gonna tell them go and switch up lanes, huh? If you tell them where they listen still, all they care about spinning blocks and hitting drills. We used to worry about lynch mobs and getting killed. The feeling now my own people turn me to Emmett Till. We sat down and we ate, it's time to flip the bill. Oh, you ordered Qatar? That's an expensive meal. And Yahuwah ain't forget, he just kept passing on the debt while we slept, he gave us Benadryl. Now Elohim waking us up, Yehudi first. If you ain't that, you taking a dump. We was under the hood, you just spacing the trunk. Meaning we keep this thing moving, you just space for the jump. Nigga, go and get it right while it's still a chance. You stop spinning around, you ain't still a fan. Yeah, you need a walk in that inner man before you punch out of that clock of life and kick the can. Don't need to have a hook to say my song is tough. I'ma let you go, I know I held you long enough. Yehudi gang to a death, that's all we got is us. Leave these snakes in the back and let them wash my dust.
Yeah, YG. Yehudi gang till death, that's all we got is us. Leave these snakes in the back and let them wash my dust. Yeah.
Yehudi gang till death. It's a movement.
They say, who do you believe? Proving what I know, call it how I see. They say, who do you believe? Proving what I know, call it how I see.
Now it's with all intents and purposes swerving. Service from who really does to what doesn't deserve it. Spoken by the paw of a ra'ah, the limited and nothing more than nonsense quoted by a serpent. Sport is hot as parliament observes us like an Ari, seeking whom he can find and dine on while he's clouding. All the minds of the men who see what's taught is all as innocent, not knowing that the venom of the Nakash has not riddled them senseless. Cause ain't no sense of even asking for repentance when exalted to positions as high as lost, pushing engines behind a beam or a Benz. So them losers think they winning when deadly is all the end of them. Sort of light burning instance when your lineage don't permit it. Not turning from your intent, so in an instant you'll be smitten and given the blemish. You'll reside outside the city, that's a fact. Concrete is my belief, that good faith is abstract, I can't touch that.
They say, who do you believe? Proving what I know, call it how I see. They say, who do you believe? Proving what I know, call it how I see. I'm going to my hope, I got a reasonable answer. You play me like a dope and I'll make you an example. All the Christian folks in the churches in scandal. The Catholic and the Pope get your boo the whole temple. Islam is a joke, married babies in pampers. Israeli is a hoe, Judaism is a cancer. And now you know what I believe is the ancient. The transliteration got perverted, but the word ain't tainted. It's factual. The two witness was seeing and feeling the sun and the moon never disinfallible. They invisible proof, blow away, listen. Rough your clothes and it's windy, and y'all invented it. The engineering of the Most High goes by Yahuwah Elohim, and he don't lie. He's not a statue, he's not a picture, and you will know if you believe the scripture, rather the lies in the literature. Egyptology, Scientology, contradiction in your etymology. Yugonon 844 will show you who begotten thee. Rotten be your belief and philosophy. Doesn't involve Abraham, the Arbori, the Yasaku, and the promise of the Malakim. To your cold 12 son, that's the only with the one, cause salvation's of the Yaldeen.
There's something that I'm missing.
Okay.
Something inside of me.
Yeah.
There's something in me that lets me know I've got to have your love.
It's mandatory.
Need your tender touch
Show me where to go.
to make life
Yeah, Kadash Shaba, I come to you with a heavy lava. Mind to acknowledge I haven't always been one to follow the path you taught us, to show the lead us into the Shaba. Instead of doing what I oughta, I could find the Rasha. It's true, I did a lot that hinders me from your Rahab. Slacked on my job when I was called to be your Abad. You hearken not under sinners, my passage does not differ from those previously mentioned. But your Honor, please permit me repentance and shop it and grant me what you see fit. From your hand and not my enemies, I would rather be hit. Cause a bruise without no cure, I know they would surely inflict. But become is what you show unto those who fully commit. I'm calling quits to my tatar, holding to your bar. I only ask that you mold me into what will bring kabod. I just want what's needed, keep back what will hinder me, so I can stand time and complete in the will of Elohim. Yeah. Please let me meet you in Shalom. Please, Abba. Yeah. From the fires that consume the Iraqs, I ask that you lift me up from everything that's corrupt. Would you lift me up when my strength ain't full enough? Would you lift me up from the doom that's soon to come? Fill me with your ruach, so when I am sealed, we will be one.
Anybody need Kadash Abba, I do. You called me from the bottom of the map, I reached your way across the bayou. Ruach HaKadosh, it can only be given by you. Glad I ain't run out in vain when I had set out to find you. You could've sent me drifting, but you did not, but I do. And much appreciation for your business sitting by you. With my nafasha, I have you. And you're so far, Hakai is where I wanna write my bio. My mind exercise with your Daba ring like I've been doing Tabo. I teach it to my Benim and my Banu cause it's tribal, as much as I'm allowed to. Look, I don't wanna overstep, so long as I got a ride, I'ma follow. Sharrat worded for next, so this is saga. The info I'm provided, I mind that it can get me through your dollar. Through trials and tribulations, I'll pull through it like an olive and really live it to make it in, just like I'm allowed to.
There's something that I'm missing, something inside of me. There's something in me that lets me know I've got to have your love, need your tender touch.
Sağla yuhu.
Tassels every day, but mine was on y'all anyway. In these lasting Rasha days, my life can't help but give him praise. Caught me, drew me from a place of degradation and disgrace. Vessel of dishonor, he marked me so I can be remade. He wore the sea, remain as roll I heat. I see the gains, casting off the weight of anything that caused my feet to sink. Float away like Julie, my helium be as Dabarim. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Same words, my gravity. Keep me tight like alleyways. Precise the road is paid for, his grave was laid. Precious dom escape from the veins of innocent, but soft for my talk convicted and contradicted in ignorance. They ain't no eyes holding disbelief, blind with envy and deceit. Set away from me to see through a niche. Cry me cause I'm still focused. True Yehudi, now a walker. Pull all a place like Austin for the change of me. Talk halal. Yeah.
I never thought I would've made it here. From a city where a lot of folks don't make it down. Bullet spray, might take your J's, the latest pair. Aim at your crown, they laying you down, baby head. Either they die in the prison time, get crazy years. But you who ain't left me, kept me, gave me care. Put me in Georgia, far from my home state. The ball with the bait that pulled me out the water like the years. They make me fear, you suspicion raw. Came and got me, but he left my posse, I consider more. Life a card game for some, he declared this is war. Got him high, walk around blind up in a liquor store. But this is not for my locks, drunken, you forget the law. You can call us Oscar, Kanye's like in Singapore. Sun risen on us, we got light, now our vision strong. Who would've ever thought me, I would get the call. Yeah.
Law, you Kusha out, let's go, it's time to get it, bro. Hey, grab your battle armor, just don't let your feelings show. How do you who manage love is so conditional. He be with you, you be with him.
Hey yo, I'm with you, bro.
Pull off a con for the day he come and visit, yo. Past iniquity, these sinners think we kidding, yo.
I'm out your hoodie, man, they saying we ain't tough enough.
Hey, pass that Nina Ray, that HMA, I'm tough enough. It's true, you who that truly coming through your stereo. I'm walking circumspect, these sinners like a merry-go. Round clowns trying to down you everywhere you go. Your Hoosha vision panoramic talking aerial. And y'all Lucia through your Hoosha got the carry yo. 2 daily try to play me, see a burial. Man, keep your cash and sing you backwards puffin' cherry smoke. Man, check the word play, see me, I got that carry flow. Your Hoosha made perfect, gotta big my mans up. Don't let them disrespect that for they make them stand up. You see me going in, I'm trying to get these bands up. Pull all your Hoosha, yeah, they hit me with my hands up. I gotta make it in, but only by his Dabarine. To die your Alabeth ain't going back to Mizraim. And they gon' well from Baghdad to Milan. Yeah, watch me praise your who a while past the baton. Coward. Allow your Hoosha out, let's go, it's time to get it, bro. Hey, grab your battle armor, just don't let your feelings show. How do you who a manage love is so conditional. He be with you, you be with him.
Hey yo, I'm with you, bro.
Pull off a con for the day he come and visit, yo. Past iniquity, these sinners think we kidding, yo.
I'm out your hoodie, man, they saying we ain't tough enough.
Hey, pass that Nina Ray, that hate you, man, tough enough.
It's up a rocker from the one who is the author of the things that I believe. That gave me form like he's a pot of horns of the olive, pointing me just where I ought to be. Entering through the dollar, bearing fruit like an olive tree. Though they don't all believe my powers I will be. Counting with the remnant remaining when the Abba brings death and destruction by the Dabarimi speaks. Sinking ships in the lake, it's hotter than a pot of fish grease. And it stinks, that's my past that I'm speaking of. With Sadiq like filthy rags, it's hard for me to clean up. And yet this piece of dust was taken from a piece of crust, treated like a diamond in the rough. Who would think enough of me to even want to try to wash it? Bring Tauba by the wash and make it smooth when it was rougher. May his ruach help me suffer what's been used to make me tougher. C-126 and Talahim, just wanna be like in the dream.
Allow your Hoosha out, let's go, it's time to get it, bro. Hey, grab your battle armor, just don't let your feelings show. How do you who a manage love is so conditional. He be with you, you be with him.
Hey yo, I'm with you, bro.
Pull off a con for the day he come and visit, yo. Past iniquity, these sinners think we kidding, yo.
I'm out your hoodie, man, they saying we ain't tough enough.
Hey, pass that Nina Ray, that hate you, make me toughen up. Yeah, make me toughen up. You make me toughen up. You make me toughen up. Yeah, true you hood. Yeah, know what I'm talking about. Ray John. Look, it make me toughen up. It make me toughen up. It make me toughen up. Yeah.
Give you a little bit of motivation. Motivation for my soul.
Motivation for my soul, I don't wanna die a sinner, ended up in Sheol, nigga. Motivation for my soul, pressing forward toward the mark. Is my coupe, is my goal. I'm so glad to be in the number one more time. One more time. Should be 6 feet deep where the sun don't shine. Yeah, Ukanuni, spare my Kai just one more time. And I'm forever grateful. Could've ended up faithful. I wasn't always a deep. Sometimes always they were hateful. Then I turned to all the heat. His armor was tasteful. Now my cup is running over. Plus I keep me a plateful. Son, eat the whole roll. And if sinners entice thee, please don't go. Whoa. Let destruction come upon me quick and I be found with Qatar. She'll be my punishment. Motivation for my soul, I don't wanna die a sinner, ended up in Sheol, nigga. Motivation for my soul, pressing forward toward the mark. Here's my coupe, is my goal. Motivation for my soul, I don't wanna die a sinner, ended up in Sheol, nigga. Motivation for my soul, pressing forward toward the mark. Here's my coupe, is my goal.
Look, Barack is dot with rain, they words of gold, they motivate. Big Lee, they hate before, but look now they got more to hate. Look, y'all my Elohim, and trust me, it ain't no debate. Good luck, you show your face, that 40 cal, you know your face. Who gates it, nigga, know you fake. Got racks on deck, got more to make. Same crackers cut the deck, I serve the one, he hold the 8. It's Kanye in the yarn, it's blood for blood, I so relate. Pull off the dignify, you who are this is so to take. If niggas disobey, then show me how I go to 8. Let's circumcise the law, you with me now, let's go to 8. Look, death to pay for sin, so trust me now, you know the rate. Crackers, you gon' mold the way, the bar gon' make you fold the break.
Motivation for my soul, I don't wanna die a sinner, ended up in Sheol, nigga. Motivation for my soul, pressing forward toward the mark. Here's my coupe, is my goal. Motivation for my soul, I don't wanna die a sinner, ended up in Sheol, nigga. Motivation for my soul, pressing forward toward the mark. I got him. Gotta keep on pressing, know my time is imminent to go. And I'll be lying in Kubar, where the song really far. Gotta meet my maker, I don't wanna meet a wicked tar. Let's not be casted out of the shop with whole mothers and Alcazar. Son, eat the whole roll, and if sinners entice thee, please don't go. Whoa. Let destruction come upon me quick and I be found with Qatar. She'll be my punishment. Motivation for my soul, I don't wanna die a sinner, ended up in Sheol, nigga. Motivation for my soul, pressing forward toward the mark. Here's my coupe, is my goal. My goal.
Live in the building, yeah.
Ain't too many real out there.
For sure. Hey, you my fam.
Ain't too many I can call my fam.
But you my fam, you.
I might you who he was pop.
What's happening? Yeah.
Tell you who he was pop.
What's happening? Yeah. What's that? Hey, Trigger who the movement. Yeah. Get on to get gone. Yeah.
Back with another one.
Crap, gun you down in the street. So why you mad at me? Yeah, true. I look Shaman, that's higher than your car, no. I'm about my Abba business, frying like a car show. You crooked crack, I steady checking through my cargo. I'm living set free, nothing in my parcel. You false religion, kick your fire, call the marshal. It's Randy Moss, fly rap like I lost you. Hey, pay attention, living sin, it'll cost you. See, y'all the boss, make it who's he the boss too. They send a nigga tell me, duck, this offend too. I won't pretend to, really cause I meant to. You're confident, your confidant is confidential. See, I commit to, be I'm in that red too. Tryna dodge these haters, they will sit into your temple. Eddie Jones 21, look what men do. A bench pressing on you, haters, check my sin you. And hater death, be you wages, look what sin do. It's 1% flesh, 99 mental. He coming back, you gon' be welling like the rent do. He keep it simple, yeah, lineman, he a tracker. Please tell us when the scent move, we need him for the battle. Look, hey, you my fam, breezy, you can bring the rattle. Just to need a Glock 40 blanket, I'ma bring the hammer. Look, and picture Sherman with the burner in Atlanta. Richard Sherman corner, see them haters, hawk them like Seattle.
All about my baby, you can keep the rocket system. The only thing they take sense, cause they make a nickel. Yo, who the biggest thing out? Ain't nobody nigga. Only time I point the finger when it is a trigger figure. Yahoo Deem in my blood, you know what's up. When the bitches Shaman, yeah, that's us. Serving on the heat, yeah, till my heart stop. Head at the head, boy, I'm coming for your head top. Look, decisions.
I'm with the team that's about, cause that's living. You know, Shama Yim is the only thing I'm pressing for. Like they say, my only goal at playing soccer, boy, I'm down with the most high. You probably think I OD the way you living. It's truly embarrassing. I get a blank page when I draw a comparison. Stunning all relatives, I'm like, hold on, where they parents at? Be breezy, breathing in with them out your room. Tell them break my shoulders, I've been talking about my shooting. Focus on what's important, not the chit chat. Who the game poppin', you can hear when it click clack. They got a homie on the way that thing kick back. Got a lot to strive for, I can't just relax. Coming straight from the head, I killed an old man, now I'm with the real Walking Dead. If you breathe, you my fan, you my fan, you my fan, fam. And you my fan, you my fan, you my fan, fam. And you my fan, you my fan, you my fan, fam. You my fan, you my fan, you my fan, fam. And you my fan, you my fan, you my fan, fam. And you my fan, you my fan, you my fan, you. And you my fan, you my fan, you my fan, fam. And you my fan, you my fan, you my fan, fam. And you my fan, fam. Jones.
Come on.
Life is changing real fast, but we gon' make it.
We gon' make it.
Don't know how long it's gon' last, but we gon' make it.
We gon' make it.
Every chance for a game, brother, we gon' take it. Yeah. It's never gonna be the same, but we gon' make it. We gon' make it.
Coronavirus came and changed the whole planet, homie. Exposing Jesus Mathetas, nothing more than a phony. But I'm Yehudi, joining Yahuwah, a matrimony. Winning straight, but return running without the tracks coney. So you can keep your Baptist and holy. We show and prove with the chosen few that hold the truth with Pastor Tony. Shout out the rest of those working with a purpose driven, speaking words of wisdom that keep us from placing curses written. So anytime I get the urge for sinning, I remember all those who all chose to be your murder victim. Earth swallow something with others deserve to bid them. But as a hobby, never is for calm, I certainly mention. Like Yeshayahu in chapter 63, won't stop till that ruach is in me. Either we gon' make it or we gon' have to take it. But either way, go all we all got to eat. Yeah.
Life is changing real fast, but we gon' make it.
We gon' make it.
Don't know how long it's gon' last, but we gon' make it.
We gon' make it.
Every chance for a game, brother, we gon' take it. It's never gonna be the same, but we gon' make it. We gon' make it.
It's a different world. I'm not Dwayne Wayne, but use your wit, Lee, to try and change things. I don't trust crackers, nor they propaganda, pushing false agendas, but they fail to mention that the world is in chaos. Y'all shook the globe up, carved a little space out. Right now they don't control us, plagued them with the plague. Now these crackers know us. A shame it took a plague for them to realize they owe us, huh? And I know I probably shouldn't have made this song when the government is listening, but I'm just gonna say on. I'ma take them up on everything they offering. Head up to the synagogue, pay my tithes and offerings. Holla and try and set some up. Gotta get this paper dated, plotting on the coma. Let them give me 8 mil, you trippin', I'm outie. I got this from my preacher, we gon' hit up Nigga Island.
Life is changing real fast, but
we gon' make it.
We gon' make it. Don't know how long it's gon' last,
but we gon' make it.
We gon' make it.
Every chance for a game, brother, we gon' take it.
We gon' take it.
It's never gonna be the same, but we gon' make it. We gon' make it.
Come on.
Hey.
We gon' make it.
We gon' make it.
We gon' make it.
Hey. We gon' make it.
Hallelujah! Yeah. Whoa. All right, we him. I saw one fella from my crew, he said I need to get that brother baptized. So he was putting in work. Say work you today, didn't it? All right, turn around. Just to not you watch it with you with. Just to not you with you. Everybody all right? Yes, sir. Appreciate all those that tune in, watch, support, everything you do. Isn't that right? Most of all, Mr. Yahuwah. Without whom we could do nothing. Isn't that right? Well, we're going to get ready. We'll let them sound the Kato Sarah. See what does say Mr. Yahuwah. Excuse me. Appreciate that. Appreciate Mr. Yahuwah again for allowing us to be here once again. Excuse me. Always for his kind, they call his grace, and for his concede, his favor. Certainly we, I'm considering that more and more with everything we do. Just to know you couldn't earn if you wanted it. The fact that he has to have favor towards you in order for you to be able to receive this, we certainly appreciate that. They say call it the rain on the Sadiq as well as the Rosha. Isn't that right? But he favored some. Isn't that right? When he flooded that place out, he favored Nuak and his whole household, Adam and his household. Isn't that right? But to the other one, yeah, right, it was a destruction to him. I appreciate Mr. Yahuwah. Isn't that right? So I don't know about everybody else. You ought to consider the situation because every day it can change. Like I say, somebody who died today wasn't feeling too bad yesterday. Somebody was riding yesterday and they got in repossession today. Somebody was living somewhere today and they got evicted today. That's just how Mr. Yahuwah works. Your situation changed day by day. So more and more you consider how much you have to consider him and how much a heart you have to have for him and realize just what's being done outside of your control. That you have absolutely no ability to change the situation. It's all because of him. I was looking at the news earlier before I left, and they were showing how England, they used to have a saying that the sun never set on the English Empire or the British Empire. That's because they had territories everywhere, a whole globe. So whenever it get dark, they always got a territory where the Shamash always on it. So the saying was it never gets dark on the British Empire. Can you imagine that? You got property everywhere. So no matter when it get dark, it's always light somewhere on some property you own. The day they announced that it's dark. Yes, sir. Okay. When they announced it today, they billionaires going broke. Yes, sir. Virgin Record, the guy from Virgin Record, he done lost 49% of his money. They had another guy, I forgot his name, his company worth $28 billion. He worked for, I think they say he all the way down to maybe like 100 billion or less. Yeah, he was somewhere like in the 20 low millions. Can you imagine that? That man went to being worth $28 billion. Now he down in the millions. I mean, listen, it's a bunch of them they showing. The guy who they got is the prime minister over there. What did they have, a prime minister? Indian, the Indian guy. Him and his wife lost 250 million. That little Indian boy don't look like nobody, does he? Wouldn't know he had that kind of money, do you? They lost 250 million. So you got to ask yourself, he's still prime minister, he's still in charge, he's still smiling and laughing. How much money you got? Listen, all these people, they were showing, listen, it global. They were showing people global. I've been told y'all, before all that came out, I told y'all, didn't I? I said, this is a war against the billionaire. It got too many. They admit it. It's too many of them. They said too many, they got to break them down. And it's time for them to come down. These world leaders too, it's time for all of them to fall. You see a lot of them going to jail, everything the normal people, we've been suffering, we've been doing, going to jail before they going to jail now. If I got a long history of corruption and stuff they've done from women they raped and other stuff they've done, embezzled and stole from the company and stole from the country. I mean, only rightfully so. They got another high-ranking guy, well, he was a high-ranking for France. I think he was the last the president. He going to jail too. They got him going to jail. Yeah, he finna go to prison. He tried to fight. He went to court, tried to fight it. They told him you ain't gonna be able to fight, you gotta go to prison. That should tell you though, just how the elite's working. It's somebody who overset all these people. We know Yahuwah set over everybody. It's the fact that the faces you see and the power, these people have attaché cases that they can open up and they can put a code in and blow the world up. And there's somebody who sit over them. You know what I'm saying? If somebody that sit over there and say you go to jail. These are global, these are decisions bigger than anybody in here could ever have a part to do. That whole Russia-Ukraine war is turning around too. Russia punked everybody out and scared them out and they shot that ballistic bomb over there. NATO was gonna go in there a long time ago. They decided to go in there. Russia showed them a ballistic bomb and what it do. That thing hit so fast and it was so devastating, everybody backed off of going in. Everybody backed, they changed everybody. Man, they said, listen, Russia just showed them what a ballistic missile do. They hit so fast with that thing, it hit the ground, they had no reaction time. They said, abort. Everybody aborted. America done got tired of that. They gave Ukraine the they gave them that Patriot missile system. They shot 18 of them ballistic missiles, all of them came down. America's smarter than any of these people. They all stupid. All America do is wait for you to show them what you got. They can counteract anything you got. Listen, every one of the ballistic missiles he shot came straight down. Now he's shooting missiles everywhere, trying to find out where the Patriot missile system at, because it's not mobile, it's sit standing. All he want to do is find out where it's at, he can blow it up. He didn't want it over there. Listen, America got stuff for everybody. They building a submarine, them in England. Listen, they gonna keep tabs on everybody over there. China pissed about it. They don't want that submarine over there. This will be the most sophisticated submarine they ever seen. France was supposed to build it. They took it from them. They went Australia and told them, no, let us do it. Me and England gonna build it. They're gonna build and put in the water, and China is pissed. Because they're gonna pick up everything. They said this thing gonna do nothing but just spy on everybody. They're like, we building it, we putting it right here in the water. Anything y'all wanna do, we ready for it. See what America do different than any of these people do if you watch them. All these people show their stuff out. Turkey done designed a new drone. They can undetect it, go anywhere. They pulled it out, showed it, the president got in it. America will never show you nothing. You'll see it when we use it. All we want to do is see him use it. You know something else you'll find out with America? We don't buy nobody else weapons. You can keep it. We're not interested. Everybody want to buy our stuff. So they told Ukraine they're not giving them nothing, no planes, they're not getting involved. Joe Biden announced today, we'll be training Ukraine how to use the F-16 fighter jets. Everybody. England done gave them long-range missiles. Everything they said they weren't supposed to have. They said we give them the long-range missiles. They already predicted by the end of summer, they're like, this stuff here will be over with. Russia getting depleted. They finally breaking them down. He realized that he's losing. He wagging the group, getting ready to pull off on them. They said, listen, we can't keep doing all this lying. Man, we getting killed over him. They said, man, can't get enough weapons over him. But they made it look good a long time. That's what happened. If you keep watching, you just see how everything just falling little by little. So it just gets us more to, to get more motivated to just look at how we got to get ourselves together. Because eventually going to come down to, somebody going to have to push a button after a while. He can't afford to lose over there. That's a disgrace to him and his people. See, some of them countries look different than America. We used to having coward and weak leaders. A lot of them countries don't play coward and weak leaders. They play kill the leader. Or they come get you out of office. So he got to save face. When you got to save face, a lot of time that's at the fate of who lives. How many lives? You wind up having to take a lot of people out for the sake of saving face. And this is the motivation why we see the fact that we need to turn to Yahuwah. He's the only one that's going to be able to deliver us. Not these people, not a government, not an election. None of these people do for us going to do anything for us. America had elections ever since they've been here and got it set up and hadn't changed nothing for us. Every time they have, they always put us further and further behind. So it's time for us to start looking at how we can establish ourselves. Isn't that right? We can't count on nobody to care for us, nobody to come and rescue us but one. That's Mr. Yahuwah. Everybody that's a believer in his word, they'll stand and do the same thing. And that's right, it's for us to take a stand. We're losing our kids. This homosexual agenda don't seem to stop. Every time you look around, you see more and more of this foolishness coming, more and more of this stupidity coming. And we got to take a stance against it. Isn't that right? It should have never gotten started. That's the bad part. You don't let no child make no decision on their sexuality. When I got you from the hospital, they told me what you were and I seen it, and that's what I named you according to, and that's what you're going to be. Isn't that right? You ain't going to change that till the day of your death. Isn't that right? Your sexuality, what it is. I don't know how we got in this situation where we allow this to happen. And more parents and more people need to stand, be more proponent for it and be against it. These weak-kneed pastors in churches that already broke down told me gave in because their members gay. Gay piano player, gay choir director, gay preacher, gay mother, gay deacon. And now nobody ain't got a standard. I don't know why the people go to church in the first place. It's senseless. Church hadn't benefited us since the first time we met the so-called Caucasian people. We were churching when we got with them. And where did they get us? Absolutely nowhere. We sat in the church and they burned us down, they beat us and made a fool out of us. They gave us a Jesus and a God they didn't pray to and they didn't even serve. So now when somebody come along and try to teach our people the truth, they become the enemy of America. But we're not America's enemy, we just defending our right to exist. We're trying to tell America we had a religion before we met you. We had a religion before you ever came, you call yourself so-called American. Some they got from the Latins anyway. Some ain't gonna benefit us anyway. Ain't that right? It's time for us to take a stand for who we are and our existence. You know, it's bad, they got people sitting at a fence. They're coming over here illegal and they're gonna find places for them, put them in places, put them in hotels. But the people you kidnapped and who were here before you came, they want us out of here. They said they separated their kids one time under Trump and then they gave them $1 million lawsuit. What a Mexican gonna do with $1 million? That's the whole country right now. You get one Mexican $1 million, he can feed whole Mexico. How you get everybody got on, and then because you separate their kid? What you call when they put defects in our home? What do you call their school system? They've been separated from our kids. They done took the men out of the home. Done convinced the women you can get more help and more benefits if you kick us out. And look where our kids at today. You can't do nothing with them, now you run us down. Don't forget to tell your kid tonight what a sorry man his dad is. And that'll help him grow up to be a better man. Now the kid grow up and he already scarred in his mind. Ain't that right? He'll see from his father. And a lot of times why men have been bad because the women dropped the standard to get them. No, they don't go bad later. They were bad when you got them. It was just you want somebody to lay between your legs and you dropped your standard. And now that sorry bum done walked out and done absolutely nothing. And then you got the kids and then you're going to run us down to the kids. Then you're going to make the boy your little date partner. Y'all not teaching, get him out from under you. Make him slide over, get out from under you. You stand up trying to train to be a man. You don't need to be no mama boy. You mama boy when you live on the tit, and he got the tit, it's time you to start growing to be a man. That's the truth. We can't afford it. Our people too far behind. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be honest with you, we probably got to start training in the hospital now. We're too far behind. We can't afford for you to come out. We got to start talking to you while you're in the belly. When you look at how far we behind at the so-called Negro rate, we can't afford to play. I'm for getting rid of every playground on every school that our kids attend. We ain't got no time to play. We too far behind. You failing. I'm talking about you failing in life. Most of y'all kids don't have no idea. By the time y'all get up now, you can play and field day and do all this fun little stuff they give you and get these little certificates. The real proof in the pudding gonna come when you graduate. You'll have absolutely no direction. No direction. White kids, I have a hand on them before they were born. Before they born, mom and dad already got a Gerber life insurance policy. Granddaddy, grandmama already got stuff set up for the kids. We struggling while we trying to raise them. We're struggling until we get you out, and you struggling. Most of you will graduate, and you'll go straight in one of these fast food restaurants if one of these AI robots ain't took it. They talking about who jobs gonna be lost. Most of them gonna be ours. Once they teach them how to clean up and sweep up, you done. That kill almost half of the so-called Negro race. Because they won't educate us in trying to get into career. Very few of us will go to try to be doctors or try to be lawyers to get somewhere you make decisions and see how the system works. You can't counteract this system unless you know how the system works. First thing our people try to do to be a proponent is go grab a sign and run out here and you're going to protest. White people don't respect that. That's their wood and that's their paper and their pens. You got to have knowledge of how their system works, how their constitution been established. You got to know what's been given to you and what's our rights we got from our creator that he has no control of. There's certain things even his court realize they can't rule on. You know his court can't rule on what's religion is right or wrong. Did y'all know that? He couldn't possibly. They don't have a judge on the planet that can stand and tell you a right or wrong religion. That tell you right there that's your first defect and fault. These people will go along with anything. But we got to get something that better enhance and raise our kids. I'm telling you, our home falling apart, our women falling apart. Where our standards at? For our women. They just want something on their own. They ain't looking for nobody to lead them. You'll go get 3, 4, 5 women, get one man, and they'll take care of that sorry joker. Instead of, man, don't y'all know, Shaul said it the 3rd time I came under you. He said the parents are not, the children don't live for the parent for the children. And Yahuwah told you that if a man don't provide for his own, especially them of his own house, he worse than the infidel that had denied the Amunah. He denied it. He don't take care of his own family. See, if we taught that and we put it in our men be more, they'll be more willing to get themselves out and do something for themselves. Now the folks out there doing them a favor. That's a man's job to get them to take care and provide for your phone. You ain't doing that extra. You don't need nobody to come along in June to give you no flower, give you no card, or buy you no lawnmower, do you? You ought to know what kind of job you've been doing. My kids ain't never bought me no Father's Day gift. I don't want it. I've been a daddy before June came. Before they knew what the word father was, I was already operating doing the job. That'd be an insult that you can't find me there one day. You ought to break me off something every time you see me. Isn't that right? For them times you ain't eat out the garbage. Them times me and your mom ain't molested you. Ain't abused you. Isn't that right? Raise you up to be men. Hello? That's the truth. Set a standard for them. One thing about it, anyone get one of my boys, and if they don't do what they supposed to do, I guarantee they ain't get it from me and my wife. All we did was give them a standard. Something they could mirror, something they could follow. Y'all hear me? They ain't never hear no man come home, make no excuse, slam no, talking about that cracker got me down. That cracker can't hold me down if he wanted to. Ain't that right? I had to let him hold me down. Y'all hear me? It's the truth. Let me tell you something. I done heard all these excuses a lot of folk got. That's all about the way you think and how you operate. I'm just being honest. You got to be a proponent you got to look at preserving yourself. These people not preserving that. I'm for really, we need to build our own schools. We don't need to have our kids in these people's school. Their school not set up to educate. Ain't no use to get mad at them. This is America. They don't see you as American. Why they going to educate your kid concerning the system? They educate your kid on how to get in the system. That's why your kid naturally go to prison. They start in juvenile, and from juvenile they go to jail, and from jail they go to prison. That's just being honest. They don't educate our kids how to avoid. They teach white kids, they show them the law and teach them. Do y'all know this elementary, middle school, high school, they teach them law. They bring in judges. They bring in judges that tell them how to deal with the police, letting them know what their rights are. When the police pull them over, we start scrambling, running, trying to, why you can pull over? Can I help you, officer? They let them know exactly what their rights are. And the officer know when they start talking, I'm not dealing with one of these dummies. These kids have judges that sit down and deal with them. They got parents putting them with other kids are politicians. So they got people, they'll change laws and regulations for these people. Nobody do nothing for you. They make laws and regulations for you. They gave you the Man's Act. All they got to do is they catch you going over the state line with the wrong woman they don't want you with, now you're charged with the Man's Act. They made laundering for you. We got more black so-called niggas been in jail. Please don't get offended with the word niggas, because most people don't know where the word nigga come from. It come from the word negus, which is an emperor. The white people took your word and insulted you and made a fool out you, made you run from your own words. Now, of course, he used the word to deframe you and make a fool out of you, but he knows you know something. You walk up, you read him, so what's up, my nigga? You doing all right, my nigga? Nigga doing good, man. Are you talking to him in a negative way when you saying that? No, because you know what? Negus is the word. It's an emperor. But when he don't teach you any better, look at him. He make you think he make a fool. He gonna tell you about not calling one another nigga. We say, don't call each other nigga. He pay you like a nigga. Yeah. I'd rather you call me a nigga and not pay me like one. I'd rather you call me like one and don't treat me like one. See, we've been so busy following the word. I know in New Orleans, they pretty stupid down there too. They run around, bought a casket, march around, play some music, and bury a sign, a casket with the word nigga, and tell them we buried the word. You buried the word and they drowned you out when they broke them levees. Even swap, no swindle. That's what it was, even swap, no swindle. You buried the N-word and they buried you when they broke them levees. Our people don't know no better. They make a fool out of them. Look at your stores. Look at what they put in your community, how they feed you, how they treat you. You get all of us in the neighborhood and we're not proactive, our Kroger turn into Piggly Wiggly. We got one right down here the street. I don't know the last time I've been at Kroger. I want to know what they got in now. I don't go to that Kroger. I refuse to go in now. You ain't gonna say, will you put that Kroger looking like that in the white folk neighborhood? Make them close it down. Stop going. I know y'all don't care. You don't worry about how they associate how to make it look. I don't go one of them clean Kroger, one of them wide open aisles. I want to see pretty lights on my food. I want to see full shelves. That's just, man, I don't spend the same money that white man spending. My car flipped the same way. Why I can't get a better looking store? Because to be honest with you, we learn how to complain, we don't learn how to make change. That's the biggest thing the so-called nigga do. Make complaint and he won't make no changes. We have the power to make changes, to make these people respect you. You deserve to be respected. Listen, I already respect me. You ain't gotta like me, but you gonna respect me. I demand it. I'll fight for mine. Y'all hear me? Let me tell you something. All these non-violent preachers they had, go pull them pictures of them how they face look. Go pull up Stoker Carmichael and see when his jaw. You remember Stoker Carmichael, Uncle Ted? You remember that time when they put Stoker Carmichael and they had stomped him out that time and broke his jaw? You remember that, don't you? They knew who to hit. Y'all remember that time they got Michael? Y'all remember that time they had, you remember that time they had got Malcolm and they had drugged him on the ground that time and kicked him all up? You remember that? Malcolm X. When they had him on the ground, they stomped him out. You remember? I'll tell you, you can get a check. When you remember them dragging Malcolm in? Huh?
Malcolm had in his hand, they wouldn't have matched him.
See what I'm saying? But the difference is this. They'll make everybody look like they're a vigilante, that you're a hater of America when you're a defender of your own rights. Nobody went after them. They always been the aggressors. King got more folk whooped up, more folk dragged, more folk dog bit, more folk water hosed down with his non-violent act. King wasn't hurt for money. The people he was marching with were. That's just being honest. Look at the people who were marching with him. King wasn't hurt. A lot of stuff King could do. King knew them folk wasn't going to go so far with him. There were political people moving to go make sure King got out. What about them other people? Who got them out of jail? So I look at stuff like that. When he told them to open the door and they would have got them out, he should have told them they need to come with me. I ain't going nowhere unless they come with me. They went to jail following some junk that I told them about. Loving white folk, not putting your hand back on people, put their hands on them. I don't believe in that doctrine. That's being, I'm like Stoker, you put your hand on me. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna give you that opportunity. When you swing, when you draw it back, that's why I'm gonna leave it at. I don't believe in that stuff, Tom. Listen, my great granddad's name was Buford Sanford. I really told Fred something. He told me about his great granddad Buford Sanford because he said Buford was out there. So he told him, said don't shoot till you see the white. Lamont said, they said white as I. He said, my cousin Buford couldn't wait that long. Ain't that right? That stuff is losing ammunition. I ain't loaning ammunition. When it come out and fit ourselves, listen, we don't owe these people nothing. I don't know why. Listen, I ain't been no water cooler talker. I don't believe no stuff like that. Anything you say one time, you say it 2 times, but don't say it. Listen, we don't have nothing to apologize for. We've taken nothing from America. If we took anything from America, you think these white folk let us be him? Nope. You ain't even got to say that time I ain't took nothing from you. When you know white folk let black folk take something from and you steal him? They know we ain't took nothing from them. They know we been him. We the one flood their militaries and bail their white boys out.
That's right.
But who get the general? Who get the generals? Who get the strike? Who get the balls? What nigga come home, he's so happy he made sergeant. Nigga, Sarge. White boy nigga come home, get a ride lawnmower, ride around with his army hat on. Dirty, nasty Sarge. White boy come home, he working at the Pentagon. He sitting on Fox News, commentating. Ain't never seen no battlefield in his life. They asking him, they put a map up behind, he talks so educated, they teach him how to tell lies. That white boy tell him, say, put a map, don't put it, and say, find Iraq. He said, oh, that's Iraq. White boy don't know where he at. Listen, they set them boys up, them boys sitting in, them boys got cooler, these boys got refrigerator, they got refrigerator, everything. Nigga in a tent. They kill our people. It's bad. We in bad shape. We shouldn't go fight for nobody. We in too bad a shape to help somebody else. That's like when you seen a homeless person trying to help feed another homeless person. Hey man, we gotta get it I gotta get it for myself first. That's just bad. Ain't no homeless. What a homeless person? You ever seen a homeless person trying to help somebody get somewhere to stay? You know why? I ain't got nowhere to stay. I don't know how we can help nobody else. I'm being honest. I don't be honest. We need to get them back there time. I can't help you. I'm in a mess myself. How you going on here to kill somebody else and you got all these folk killed look like you? Your service in vain, brother and sister. That's it, man. What you said? Explain to me what you doing with that gun over there. Let me see. You trying to protect the rights, the freedoms, and the liberties of the American people. I guess a George Floyd. I'm trying to think. Kathy Johnson, Kenny Johnson down there, Kenny Walker down in Columbus, Georgia. I'm trying to think. I guess they want America. I guess they didn't have no rights to no liberties. Breonna Taylor? Yeah. Why was our military? That's right. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all want the truth? Yes, sir. Truth is, you'll never be anything into America till you get your own defense. You know what they get? They having right now? It's called a G7 meeting. That's right. Most of y'all don't know what a summit is, do you? I taught you about. That means that's your highest point. Yes, sir. That's what a summit is. White folk, you were. They know a nigga won't look it up. A summit too close to a candy bar. So the first he think a summit means this is the highest point. Yes, sir. So they'll tell you they're having a G7 summit. They have a G20 summit. That means these are your top elite people. Guess who ain't there? Not one nigga. Now, why Africa ain't pissed that they ain't being recognized as one of the top companies, one of the top people to be there on that platform? Because Africa answers to white people. Don't look to Africa to do nothing for you, because Africa can't do nothing for itself. You can't do nothing for yourself when you borrow from white people. When you still got white people on your money, go tell them to show you some money with a picture of a nigga on it. Go tell them to show you a picture they got on here with a money with a picture of a Jap, a chain, a Mexi. Just go ask them. Why you think everybody on their money is white? Because that's your highest point. See, you ain't gonna ever be respected. You don't want respect. You don't see why they do certain things they do. Look at all their books, they great literature, anything. More of those books now are gonna be written by white people. And if people gonna read about white people the most, it's gonna be you. Every reader, go see how many books you pull of your own people. I know I read a lot of books about black people, and that's why you still broke. I used to read Jet magazine too before it went out of business. And TV Guide. Look at your book. Uncle Rucker told, that ain't no book, that's a pamphlet. They had them on a model bus. Man, Jet magazine so thin. That's the most reading we did, that in TV Guide. Find out when Gunsmoke coming on in MASH. Other than that, we wasn't doing no read. These people hadn't educated us about nothing. That's why our people are so far behind. And it hurts you, the fact that our people don't realize that we need to mobilize ourselves before we can get together with any other race and nationality. And there are a lot of people we got to get with, even with white. There are people, all whites are not the same people. Unfortunately, if everybody get labeled in, like they'll label us in with the bad people, our own people that rob and kill and rape our women and our people. These are not people that belong to us. Any man that rape women, we don't have you among us. You need to be dead. We only have you. You sleep with kids. We don't have any use for you. You need to be dead. And this don't need to be no process that take no long time. Once we know you did it, we need to end it immediately. I'm for it. We need listen. If you want to rob, rape, and you want to take from old people and handicapped people, we don't need you. Best thing to do is to oust you. When you put a high standard, see, years ago we used to have high standard. It was certain things you just didn't do. Our people weren't going along with it. You weren't going to do it. Now, we've always had molesters in our family because families like to lie and cover these bastards up. I don't know what the fascination is about covering up your uncles and aunts, the child molesters. I said oust. I told one of my family, they had a meeting, I said, let's oust everybody that child molesters. Yeah. I said, I don't want to be bothered. I just ain't that person. I ain't that person. I'm not forgiving like that. I'd rather not be bothered with. Why we had these people for years sit right and everybody got to hug them and play with them and act like they all right and act like that's their past. It don't matter, we still family. And all the victims got to say and watch it, and another row of victims start. See, that's what white people use against us. The fact that, you know what, they said when we call them out for covering up things they do, they look at, you cover up too. Everybody, I got a cousin here, a crackhead. My cousin called me the other night, Wednesday night, tell me about the crackhead. I said, you know I don't care. I said, I ain't got nothing for him. I said, the nigga ain't been no good ever since I know him. I ain't telling no, you telling a nigga been worthless since he was born, he ain't worth the pamper to be put on him. All right, I ain't never known him do no, listen, whole life I ain't never known him do no good. And I heard he was smoking crack again. I said, what was y'all expecting? Oh, you expect me to be surprised? The nigga stole my car, he done lied on me, everything. I ain't gonna forgive him for that. That was my first car, that nigga stole that car. It been a crook all that life. Stole the neighbor car. Man, that man had keys to his dad and mama car ever since he was probably since he was like 3 or 4. That's how much they loved him and killed that sorry bastard. They gave him everything. Went broken in the neighbor house. Neighbor almost blew their brain out. Every time he did something, it was always somebody else's fault. They always blamed everybody else. Man, 50-something years old, they still looking for somebody else to blame. I said, get rid of that nigga, he worthless. Don't even waste your time with him. He worth it. You just got to realize you got to give people up. Some people just ain't born to change. That's just the way you're going to go, family or not. Don't waste your time with them. Let me tell you something. I always got to be honest with you. You can't pull everybody. You got to get people. You're going to pull people that's trying to go. That's just, man, that don't make no sense. I'm trying to pull you out of this. You trying to stay to this. Man, I'm working backward. You don't want to come out. Leave you where you at. I told them sometimes you got to let people stay down to where they at till they get enough and then you come out. That's how I came out. You got to get to somewhere where you ain't got no help. As long as you keep helping them in bad situations, you don't make them no better. Now you guys are 54, 53-year-old man, still doing the same thing, still cunning, still. Then she told me, somebody came in and said they're going to kill him. Said the wife came in and said, he got my dose. So my husband got out of jail. He going to kill him. So the brother paid. I said, I want to give him $1 dime. I said, the best thing for him, let him get on the run. I said, they're going to still kill him anyway. I said, the disrespect. I said, I'd have done it to him. It's the fact you took from another man's wife. When that man got out of jail, I said, he ain't done with it. You should have kept your money. I said, that's how you going to learn. Listen, he know the rules and the laws of the street. You took somebody's dope. You know where to go with that. As long as you bet, I know they might feel like I'm heartless. It ain't heartless. You just can't keep throwing your money and making people worse. These are called decisions you make in life. You're not dealing with a baby. You're not dealing with an infant. You're dealing with a grown man who dared you to set up an account at a store where he steal. He been a bastard all his life. It don't make no difference. I said, tell the same thing. Ain't nothing changed. Been a bastard all your life, son. I don't see no good coming at you. I mean, your parents sent him with an account to pay people that you can just steal on credit. All you do is steal and make his dad, call his daddy pay the bill. Should have been cut it out. Let the bastard go to jail. He sit in prison, he learned from mistakes. It's just some people don't learn. Listen, we all made mistakes. I made plenty of mistakes. I can't count on mistakes I made. But the best lesson for you sometimes is you got a tough love. Our people got to learn early. Our kids, listen, when you talk to them, you got to whoop them. That's just bottom line. Let me tell you why. If we don't whoop and get them, the police going to get them. Listen, we ain't just got to train them. We got to train them how to be disciplined by us and how to pay attention to them. We got to teach them how to act in school. We got to teach you how to encounter police. We got to teach you about people you don't even fool with. We got to teach you about places you don't go. We got to teach you about things you don't say, and there's a lot of stuff you better not do. So when it composites all the stuff we got, when you white, they just raise them up and let them go. Take the pamp off of them, take a butt-naked picture of them in the water and send them out in the world. The world is yours. Every one of these kids, they who gonna mess with them? And when you do, what's gonna happen? You probation? You're gonna spend the rest of your life in prison. They can send one little white kid through here and mess up everybody else's life. Okay, and don't let it be a white woman. You know you're gone. One white woman can send 100 niggas to jail for life. He raped me. All her clothes on. Never seen him before. Come pick him out in the lineup. Yeah, the jury see right through him. Guilty. All right, y'all don't want to know about it? Let me tell you something. We have to be proponents for raising our kids up, constantly reiterating that you're in a world, you're in a system that's not fair. It's fair for your opponents. It's not fair for you. No one owes you nothing. You know what you do with your kid? You celebrate Christmas with them. What you do, you sit them down, let them toy out, and you steal them from them, take them from them, in their face. Welcome to America. Let them cry and holler, and don't give them nothing back. Say, welcome to America. They always on the tape. If you got something you call it yours, it's theirs. They can always come and take it from you, so you know how to possess it. You know how to move. You got to teach our kids early how to navigate. Man, listen, outside that door is a world of killers. Killers, people that don't care about nothing. And you ain't gonna believe who they victimize. Their own people. Why won't these people go up here and victimize these white folks in Alpharetta? That's right. Now, I'm not telling them to do it. Why? Because they ain't as crazy as they play, huh? That's right. They know where to go. Why don't they go to the governor manager, cut the food? That's right. Go kick the door and steal his car. Because the nigga ain't crazy. They know they can do it in Lithonia, in a lower line area where the police is more less to respond on time. They're going to know they're going to do it in lower income area where they're going to affect and they're going to devastate our people. They're not going to go sit no dope up, stand up by no governor mansion. Nope. They're not going to stand in front of no White House and sell no dope. Nope. They'll go behind the back to the projects and sell it to us. That's right. Everybody screws up because nobody tell us better. And stop thinking everybody your brother and your sister because they got your skin color on. Your brother and your sister going to care about your situation and care about you. I care about you. Regardless, you know how I show you I care about you? I don't mess with you. I know your struggle. I already know what situation what they gonna put you at if I steal $1,000 from you? How many of y'all they gonna put you out the game? $1,000 I steal it from you. Guess what? I know it. But somebody else who knows it, he'll still victimize you. And you'll say, well, he's still my brother. He ain't my brother, he take from me. If anybody know your plight, if anybody know your situation, anybody know how far you behind and how much you have to do to get ahead, and ought to have respect for you when they see somebody make it. I don't have no difference. Listen, when I see a brother sister make it, listen, I tell much success to you. That's right. That's right. I always tell much success to you. Yes, sir. I'll be the last one to stop it. What I'm gonna get out of stopping it? That's right. Get rid of one of y'all need to get rid of that hate nigga stuff you got. That's right. Get out of hating somebody doing something, going somewhere. That's right. First, listen, it's your time to shine. Go on and do your thing. You know, right? All I want you to do, just represent us right. Why would I care? Just represent us right. Give us one that ain't a fag. Give us one that ain't a bull dagger. Everybody give us a fag and a bull dagger. Sick of everybody like they gonna every time they right. The sisters got me every time. Man, them sisters. Why we keep telling these sisters what they got? Why we ain't got nothing? We ain't got no publicity about somebody doing right. No publicity. We don't advance our people. We don't push to get our people first. Our people get 3 strikes. They be just the happy they can be. I don't know why when they get 3 strikes, he just the happy they can be. White man striped all up and pinned and brass. It can't go through a metal detector. He got stuff hanging and all kind of accommodation he ain't never earned and ain't got no business with. But you know a nigga can't read. You wouldn't know the difference anyway. Steady advancing, moving forward. Listen, they can afford to retire. I don't know our people can even afford to retire. Can you imagine? We're not any better than our parents were. They worked till they died. And here we are, we on the verge of working till we die. Then we raising a generation of kids that's gonna work till they die. I talked to one white man one day, I remember telling me about doing something. And he would tell me about how he retired. And he retired in 1986. He said, yeah, back then, I think he said he was making like $70,000. In 1986, I'm like, I graduated from high school now. And that man retired, that man still living on his retirement from 1986. One struggling, one hurting, been done with working, got a pension. This in 86. You know how many lawsuits we done had since 86? They set white people up. I ain't mad at white people, I'm mad at us, because we ain't got our head together. We can talk about it, we can blame white people. At some point, we got to take blame for ourselves. So since we know this, why we hadn't done nothing? The water cooler talk. Nobody advanced. This is the problem. Get me something. I put a challenge out to our people last night on Too Much of Mine. I say, everybody, I know they weren't going to respond, because even with y'all the same people. Don't worry about it. You are afraid of success. Because you're afraid when you get it, you're going to lose it. You've been reduced down to nothing so long that you're afraid of advancing yourself and you're afraid of chances. If everybody did what you did, we'll still be sitting around with a rock. The wheel wouldn't even been invented. There's a lot of things we wouldn't even made because of the fact of fear. Fear will hold you back. Just like I said, it'll torment you. It'll keep you from advancing. People do it with relationships, afraid to advance because of fear. What if it fails? Let me see. You're doing pretty good by yourself. All you're doing is embottle all your fears and they keep you back and you put them on everybody else. What if somebody let me down? What if something else? A lot of your fears are you. You being incapable in order to put yourself forth. You ain't gonna know what you can do until you do it. That's just being honest. How you gonna know unless you do it? All you gotta do is put your best foot forward. I tell you about put your best foot forward and be honest about what you're doing. Be realistic in what you're trying to do. I wouldn't tell everybody to try to do everything. That's gonna be stupid. Because we all got different ability, but whatever you do, put your best foot forward when you do it. If nothing else, believe in yourself. Hello? Come on, man. That's all you can do. Listen, failure only give you an opportunity to go back and regroup and come back better for success. Man, I had so many losses, it's ridiculous. I should have been stopped a long time ago, but I want to be where I was now. Criticism, hate, people lying on you, people trying to stop you, people trying to backstab you, people trying to set you up. That's been my whole life. And guess what? I'm still going. I use none of it for an excuse. I let nothing stop me if it's something I want to do. If I want to do it, I'm going to do it. they're not going to stop me. I set my mind to do it. The only thing gonna stop me is the fact it just didn't work out. It won't be somebody else's mouth. It won't be somebody else's fears and somebody else's phobia. You have to believe in yourself. You know what we want to do? We're people that die with more regret than anything. You know what? I could have been. One time I should have. Shut your mouth. Start doing. I tell you, listen, I'll attempt it. I'll try. You know why? No business, nothing I do has nothing to do with my salvation. I'm not going to put, if I fell out of business, that means I can't be saved. Listen, this is a natural occurrence event. All I can do is attempt it. And I'll go at it with my best foot forward, and I'll put everything I got behind it. If it does not work, it just wasn't for me. But I ain't going to stop. I'm going to find what is. That's how I operate. Shoot, I did dump truck. Matter of fact, some out here, bastard cost me. I lost about $90,000 in that one. I get good help in there. Good help. That didn't stop me. I keep moving. I lost thousands. None of it stopped me. I don't attach it to my soul. A lot of y'all, you attach everything to your soul. I don't attach it to my soul. That's a natural occurrence event. I'm a man. If it's out here, I'm going to do it. The book said anything I can find my hand to do, he told me to put my hand to it and do it with all my might. He told me ain't no knowledge and no strength in the grave where I'm going. So everything I'm going to do, I'm going to put my best foot forward right here. Don't be afraid to fail. You work hard as you can not to fail. But when you fail, that only gives you an opportunity to go and reassess. What else you going to do? Reassess. I got to come back. I can't stop. Well, maybe I need to get that motivation. Stop letting everything stop you. Get out all your fear. They hold you back. You can't get nowhere. You can't advance like that. You beat yourself up all the time. Everybody made mistakes. Everybody got failures. Everybody got things they desire, everything they want. Some things not for us. And then you learn what's not for you. And we learn what is not for you, leave that alone and work hard at what you know that is for you, that work in your favor. Hello? I mean, what else I'm going to do? Spend your time working on what you do know you can do. What ability he gave you to do, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do the best. I'm going to work to do the best I can. I'm going to work to try to excel in what I do. I'm going to work to be good at what I do. That's just all I know how to do. But I watch a lot of y'all just work to work. That's scary. That you'll go to work and you'll work to just be like everybody else. Just be a sheep. Just be quiet and just follow. Go. You ought to stand out. You Yehudi.
Yes, sir.
That's just being honest. You ought to stand out.
That's right.
Listen, man, any job I don't work, I ain't never been with the regulars. I'm always going to say, listen, if it's top, I'm going to be it or I'm going to be right there on it. Listen, I'm going to be one of them or I'm going to be it. I ain't going to work. They're going to say, all y'all guys the same. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You got to do something to make you stand out. Y'all hear me? Even when it came to Dawood and his 7 brothers, it was 8 of them. Dawood did. He had a good-looking brother. He had another brother like wisdom was on him. But when Dawood came in, made no mistake. He said, that's him.
That's right.
The boy shining.
Yes, sir.
And there they could see, he shined. He outshined the rest of them. And he was the youngest of all of them, but he outshined them. Yes, y'all got to have that mentality. Y'all have a lot. What are you afraid of? Y'all to spend more time crying, more time complaining, more time doing that. That's wasted energy. I had to put my energy at where I could be resourceful, where it could do something for me. I don't have that time. Listen, when folk get me pissed off, I get pissed, then I get pissed, and I had to channel my energy somewhere else. I just can't kill that time. You'll kill that time, you'll be sitting down, and when you add it up, you've done absolutely nothing. And when you get through it, you'll figure out, you being pissed hurt who? You being pissed off who? So you realize how much time you can get or something, how much time you got to look at. I got to keep it. How much time? What y'all know myself? What I always tell y'all to do? Don't I tell y'all to do that? Stay focused. That's where you leave people. You can't channel your other people. I got to stay focused. The pride for me is salvation. This is while I'm here. I'm just getting everything I can get while I'm here. I know I can't take it with me, but while I'm here, I'm going to shine for him. He ain't even saying, I'm going to shine. Do you do it, or that's the song? Do you do it, or that's the song? Do you do it, or that's the song? Don't sing it no more. Come put the check up here. Because he said, I'm going to do it. Come on, come put the check up here. The man had to set that thing. He said, when I can. You always shine. Yes, sir. Well, you hooting. See, that's the difference. Listen, when y'all put lyrics, y'all say stuff, I be telling y'all now, I be listening y'all. Y'all be pay attention to what you're saying now. I'm going to shine. You know what you got to do? Sometimes clouds will block a sun. You still got to shine. Can't let stuff. I'm trying to tell you. Shade come, don't it? Still got to shine. Because I guarantee you, he said, I guarantee you move that cloud, the Shemite doing what it been doing. I guarantee you move, I guarantee you when you move it, you're going to say, oh, I had cut off for a minute. No, I'm still doing what I do. You put that cloud if you want to. You move that cloud, you see, I'm shining. There's going to be some stuff going to get in your way. You got to shine. But see what I'm saying? I think in a way it's kind of how y'all might look at things when y'all say things and you look at it, I'm going to shine in what I'm doing now versus then you got to look at living that illuminated type lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Because we make a difference. We stand out in anything we do. You have to notice us. That's okay. You got to notice us. It's just things about us that's gonna percolate. They're going to realize, I don't know, for some reason, I had to come say something to you. Something moved me. You caught my attention. It was something you done. I ain't doing nothing but shining. Anybody running around singing something every time somewhere, what you say? People see the difference. People see the difference. I want y'all to listen. I think a lot of times, I don't know if a lot of y'all really listen to what you're saying when you sing it. Y'all share stuff, I don't know if you really listen to yourself, what you're saying. Because it's a push, it's a motivation, but you got to make sure that's something you already got for yourself. Y'all got it? All right, I'm just helping y'all out, and I'm trying to tell you. We're going to get ready, we're going to move forward and see what does say Mr. Yahuwah, because it's right. Isn't that right? See, this is what we got to do. First of all, let's look at what our situation is. What do we need to fix it? We all agree we're the lowest on the totem pole when it comes to in wealth, correct? In wealth, right? High position, we low on the totem pole. Health, we top of the totem pole. Diabetes, low on the totem pole. Come on, need a check, man. Come on, need a check. Man don't know where he at. That man said we low on the totem pole. No, on diabetes, blood pressure, heart attack, kidneys, abortion, all of that. We're the top of the chart. We're the summit. We're the summit. Poverty, all that stuff, we're the top of it. So we see all that when it comes down to injustices. You know what I'm saying? We're at the top of the totem pole. So now we talked about it, now what's our solution? See, if we don't come up with a plan versus let's just talk and then we do nothing, or let's get a bunch of folk together and sound and scribble some stuff on some paper, I think we need to come down, it need to be a consensus from the people on what do we need to do at this point. First of all, do we agree it's a problem? Is it a problem that our kids are not advancing? That we send our kids to a school system that they're doomed to fail in. Listen, why am I sending my kid to a school system and I still got to get behind and I got to do just as much work as the teacher? White people send their kid to a school and they got to do just as much work as the teacher? They're not doing it, us, because that's how the system is set up for us. The system is set up to put you more involved, putting you more behind it, putting more fear. You just as afraid as your kid is for the year. My mom said they just sent us to school. Should have been more involved, but they didn't know at the time. They grew along. They felt like when they put us in the hands of white people, they were just doing their job. When they sent us to school, when the teachers just naturally do what they're supposed to do, and no, you can't just leave your kids to anybody else's hands. You got to put your kids in the best possible hands you can find. And we hadn't done that. Because one reason, we hadn't had the resources. It takes money, it takes funding, it takes a voice, but you put enough people involved and use the system against them. These people have a voting system. They got a lot of stuff that we can use that can make some changes on what we do. You can make these meetings and you can voice your opinion and don't be the only person, get other people involved, and you can overturn some of this stuff. But when you don't voice your opinion, then they say, well, you put the reins in our hands. Who you give your kids to and it don't matter what they do? Who had that you give your kid to, it don't matter what they do? Well, how you give it to the school system? Nobody get that control. You always define a say. Nobody had more care, more concern about your kid than you. Why would you let these people be the majority person that make the decision? They make the majority decision in your kid's life. That makes no sense. Well, here we are. So since we know what the problem is, what do we need? Change. What you got, $1, $5, what you got, 20? What you got, 100? You say you need change. What kind of change? The way we think. I can agree. What else? Well, I think what it changes is give us another narrative, give us another idea. See, this is what we'll all agree to what affects us, but we don't agree on what to do to counteract it. That's the problem. I don't think it's too many of us that don't agree. It's a problem with a lot of issues. We just don't come up with a consensus on what to do other than, let's go out here and protest, let's go out here and march. How do people respect you? You went and bought a permit, and you scheduled a time to come down and see me at my convenience, to tell me what you don't like, and you will be leaving at the end of that time. So I already know how to counteract this. Let you do what you do and tell y'all, listen, I want to congratulate y'all. You guys showed yourself, listen, you guys were respectful, you were orderly. You hear me? Y'all guys were together. And I just want to applaud you. And you know what? We need more people like you. The purpose of protesting is to come against the system and inconvenience the system. Just like when people strike, they don't strike. You notice teachers don't strike during the summertime? When they typically strike? With Christmas break? Thanksgiving week. Why would they strike during the school year when school in session? That hurts the kids. Because it has to affect you in a way to get you to notice what they're doing in order to get what they're trying to get resolved for. If they do it in the summer, they're not affecting anything. So no one pays them attention. When parents looking at, hey, I gotta be at work. My kid can't stay home another day. Whatever need to be done, you need to get it done. That's why they do it during that time. That's why when the doctors and the nurses walked out of England, they walked out while patients were in there. When they look at it, they were loaded up and patients not getting care. They tried to put it on them, irresponsible and regular. They're like, no, you irresponsible regular for not hearing our complaint, and we telling you overworking us, underpaying us, pay us our money. Now you look at this is how you get resolved. So explain to me how it makes sense to march at daytime. Go home when they say go home. Stay on the curb and not on the street. So where's your resolve coming from? So you still getting shot, I take it. So you got to come up with a better plan. It has to cost them money. It has to affect them dearly. It has to be a real crunch in order to get resolved. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This food these people give you, don't listen to. Why would I let, this was a kidnapper. Let me borrow it first. Can I kidnap for a minute? Okay. I don't want you to holler or nothing like that. I want you to just be quiet and you come with me. So I'm taking you away. Why are you being quiet? Why? Come go with me if I can. What you think I'm gonna do when I get you away? If I'm gonna kill you if you don't go, what you think I'm gonna do when I get you away? We think sweet. Most people not that bright. Why would you be kidnapped? What you gonna go take me somewhere and go play? These people kidnapped me and took you away. What do you think they were going to do with you? Why do you think you have an advantage? You're under the hands of your captives. We're one of the only people here in America, the race of people, that were captives. Other people have come over what they call illegal. Other people came over legally. You were here before he came, and he brought some more of you here, and you have been in prison ever since you have met this man. So it makes no sense to listen to his logic on what you need to do to advance yourself. You managed to desegregate school and hurt yourself. Worst thing you could have ever done. Yes, sir. Because you were better when you were separated. Because those black teachers that educated you knew they had to push you to get us ahead. When they broke that barrier and put you in the classroom, they learned how to socially promote and they learned how to educate around you. The easy way to get a parent in here to fall asleep is send a kid home with A or B. I ain't getting no phone call. Your kid passing. Then you find out your kid get up, somebody stop and say, I don't even know how you made it to this grade. Now your parent come in and cut the food. Look him, bastard. My kid ain't no dummy. My kid been on honor is pregnant. This number 15. My kid been on honor roll ever since they was in daycare. Didn't even know they had honor roll in daycare. You cut the food, you ready to fight the teacher, and this teacher finally stopped to realize somebody dropped the ball. Your kid should have never made it this far. So you got to stop watching it. Cause these people y'all go to these award ceremonies, and these people get A's and B's. I ain't saying all our kids. Please don't think I'm not. Y'all know how many our kids, they pass along, they get that stuff too. It keep you quiet. It keep you quiet. They learn to hurt you. You thought Hurting you was keeping you back. Keeping your kid back made your kid realize, I missed a grade, so now I gotta work harder to catch up and make sure this don't happen. So I don't need your kid to think about working hard for failure. I need your kid to think, they okay. Let me tell y'all something, a good show y'all should watch. I teach y'all how to watch TV and tell you. Y'all remember Good Time? Yeah. Good show, you ought to watch it. It show you just like how they design a TV show, it's designed for you to never advance. Watch it. I encourage you to watch it because I want you to see they never did anything to advance themselves. As a matter of fact, the last show when they advanced themselves, who remember the next show, what the next show was? What you say? Who said that? What you said happened to it? It was over. Because to show you a show with them advancing themselves will make you think what? You can do it. And then show you actually operating. So they just showed you to show them going off that they made it out. But made it out for them was, that's the end of the show. See, they don't ever want to show you advancing and doing anything. That's why you got to change the narrative. You can't let people give you your ideas on advancement and wealth and what actually make you happy. Most of us, why are women unhappy? Because you try to live a white woman's life.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
You couldn't be June Cleaver on your best day.
That's right.
June Cleaver wore a pearl necklace and a nicely ironed dress every day. Breakfast, dinner, lunch on the table. All she do is just lay the plate down and all the rest of the plates appeared with food on it. Warren come in, man, look at him. He ain't had to pick up nothing, do nothing, pop in with his suit, sit back, and go, father know best. He go up and sit down in the bed and talk to that kid. Come here, kid. And she just cry, got her correction, and she going on better. What you got to compete with that? They gave you that show to make black women hate black men. Think about it. She can wear a pearl necklace, sit around the house all day, and house already clean, and then you come home, you cut the food, slamming the door, talking about what you ready for, and you tired of this. She said, I wish you were dead. I was June Cleaver. Anybody beat you. They just made you look bad with TV. When they finally gave you on TV, they made you George Jefferson. He was a diamond. First black man to ever have a show, and he was making it, but he was a diamond. This what got it. The man had 7 stores, then he went to 14 stores, then owned a car. His friend Tom worked at a publishing company, and he lived upstairs over him. Yes, sir. See how they show you? The nigga had 14 stores. Yeah. Steady growing. Tom worked at a publishing company, did not own it, was not the exec, and Tom lived in the same building. When y'all remember the episode when Tom needed to borrow money from him? Tom was never the diamond, the nigga was. What about Mr. Bentley? He was an interpreter. Yeah. When Mr. Bentley was hurt? When y'all remember the eviction notice be on his door? Nope. The nigga had 14 stores, the other one worked as an interpreter, the other one worked at a publishing company, and all of them did better than him. Yep. He was running trying to kiss Wendell behind. They see Wendell all the time. I was just on the elevator with Wendell. Yep. Wendell invited me to his party. Yep. You got 14 stores, you actually got one in his building, you live here, yep. He won't even talk to you, nigga. I want you to watch that show. That was white people will tell you, I don't care what you get, nigga, you still gonna be nothing. Yep. See, you don't watch TV and tell you, you're too busy trying to laugh. I want you to watch the show. Because I want you to see the narrative they want to give you. The man who wrote that show, responsible, his name is Norman Lear. He's a white man. He's responsible for that show. He's responsible for Maude. He's responsible for all those black shows. And he set those shows up for you to make you look just like you is a dumb nigga. A non-advancing nigga. How many of y'all remember Archie Bunker? Good. That was his uncle. He wrote that show based off his uncle. His uncle was a bigot. Y'all remember that? Yes, sir. Oh, that was a hot show for America. Hot show for America. Norman Lear wrote all those shows. Maude, powerful white woman pushing her own weight, nobody control on her second, third husband. Norman Lear show. See, you do something I don't do. I like to read when I see shows. I like to know what white man responsible for this. I need to know what this white man thinking and what was he thinking when he did it. You too busy laughing, nigga. See, you can't afford to laugh when you the joke. See, it's funny. Also, where to walk, he fall. God, that close to nigga. But when I fall, it ain't so funny. So when I see those shows, it ain't so funny because I see me falling. I want you to watch that show because I need you to think. I need you to think intelligent. They say, don't watch them. They downgrade you. They degrade you. That's why you need to watch them. So you need to know where you don't need to be. You need to know that there was an agenda when he wrote that show. Let me tell you how this works. Because you don't get mad at Norman Lear. Because you can write one too. Problem you got, you need to pay attention to something else you don't do, that I do. I need to watch what commercials showing these shows playing. Because that's the only way you can sell this show is that you have to have sponsors. So when I'm watching these commercials, these are the people that agree with me falling. These are the people that agree with me looking like a stupid fool. And you buy their products, nigga. So this is how they work. Advertisement, advertising. So if I'm gonna come to TV, they're gonna sell me time slots. They're gonna say, if we're gonna show you at this time, this how much you're paying. You're saying, that's a little expensive. They said, because we got these shows going. And we got this amount of people watching. This quorum of people. That's why if you pay attention, you won't see Mop and Glow commercials at nighttime. You'll typically see them evening time because typically white women were at home. So you're gonna sell the cleaning supplies and sell them on dawn hand wash. The best time to catch them is in the daytime when they watch it. All of my children, days of where as the world turn. This is where you can sell them this foolishness. So you guys look at time slots. So when good time these things coming, they looking at who watching? Them niggas. Them niggas. This who you need to target. See, nobody educate our people. You just look smart. You're too dumb. See, you need to know that from me. I want to insult you so you can be smarter next time. They would love for me to be stupid enough not to pay attention to him. They'll say he puts too much into it. He wastes too much time. Why don't the man just preach the word? How's the word gonna help you when you don't even realize what your situation is first? Why are you so aiming on everybody running a book in your face trying to teach you something? Versus, do you even know who I am? You even recognize what my situation is? Do you recognize what my situation is? What doctor see a patient without getting some background on them? What they ask you to do when you first time you go to the doctor? What they want? No, come on, you just came. Come on in. Come on. What they need you to do? What form? What kind of background? Medical history. Your medical history? And your parents. So you and your parents' medical history. And your grandparents? I didn't know all that before I see you? That's a lot. That's a lot. Because in order to deal with you at a fair assessment, I need to have this much information. Don't you know these people pay for these time slots, they got enough information on you? That's why I paid for it. Because they tell them these niggas are asleep. They're not woke. They don't have any idea that we use these TV programs to dumb them down. Fred Sanford, a man and his son living in a junkyard. Every time Lamont tried to go for success, it came straight back to the junkyard. So what would be the reason trying to better himself? Listen, he told you he had to drop out of school. I've been stuck in the junkyard. He tried to break and go, nothing works. What do y'all think the psychosis is when niggas watching it? Why would I try to do better? You know, I was thinking about quitting my job. But after watching this show, I might as well stay where I'm at right here in this junkyard. Because I was thinking about bettering myself. You don't realize how these shows have hurt you for years. Then now, where you look at, a lot of y'all are young, it didn't hurt you. Your parents watched it. And they watched it and they were not objective. They watched it and they bought into it and looked at, this is my life. This is where I'm at. So I have no real reason to push. All they push you to do, get you out of school, you're behind getting out of here. They didn't push you saying, we're gonna walk you through. When you come out, you're going here. Well, the college or military are sending you to something, some career oriented. They left it to you. You've been a dummy all your life. Why let you make a decision on what you're gonna do? Think about it, for the average, we've been a dummy all our life. Versus having guidance. White people, they have guidance. The guidance kind, they got guidance at home. These people are constantly working to make sure they move them into. Make sure that you make success. You don't just leave it in the hands of a child to make their own way. You hold their hand and walk them through. Wow. Well, we'll get ready. We'll talk out the book. But I wouldn't want to talk out of the book unless you first knew where I was coming from. and how I see you. Because I look at that, a man gonna teach me. I wanna know, how do you see me? What do you think about me? Yeah, that makes a difference. You're gonna be talking to me. Listen, do you understand what my situation is? Do you know what I am battling? You know what I'm going through? We'll fall down. Anybody can teach. Anybody can talk to. If they say the word Yahuwah. You know how many people learn the name, but they ain't got the credentials, ain't got the behavior? They learn how to duke you with using these names. Because some people say some arbitrary so-called quote-unquote Hebrew word. That don't move me. Your biggest enemy attacker are people that look like you. Okay, let's look at this. How many of y'all, a group of white folk came and grabbed you? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of y'all been beat by some niggas? Let's talk about the white man. All of been beat by niggas. Let's talk about the white man. See, you don't want to talk about your real problem. Your own people do more hurt to you than anybody. Your own people and you. You're a detriment. You know what, some of us, we want to be hurt. We go after the wrong things, wrong people to be hurt because that's what we're accustomed to do. If we ain't hurt, if failure don't happen, then that throws us out of comfort level. We used to being abused, we used to failing, we used to being behind, and that's the life you live with, and you succumb to it. You know what happens with a lot of times? You'll get people that be victorious with cancer. They beat cancer. You got the people, cancer wipe them out. The difference is the fight. What you buy into. Some people, it's the fight. Some people just got the will. They got the will, they got the fight. I can succumb to it and let it take me over, or I can fight it. Most people succumb to everything they get. That's why they teach you that. They teach you. If I keep telling you, you're a diamond, you're a diamond, you're a diamond, you're a diamond, what's going to make you succeed? Why would you try to do better than being a diamond? I have a reason to. That's all you heard. That's all you know. That's all you know. Listen, when Fred said, what do he always tell his son? What do he call him on? What kind of diamond? Not just a diamond. You big dummy. And then our parents learn to tell it to us. And we learn to buy into it. And that's why we where we at now. And all you need is a Bible and the love of Jesus. And that's if that worked, slavery should have ended as soon as we got it. Because it didn't. They gave you a version of. They gave you enough of something to hold you down and keep you back and suppress you. You carried it now. If slavery was over, you should have got rid of Jesus. Everything that was accustomed or accounted to slavery, we should have got rid of. We should have never left there with Jesus. Jesus kept us bound. You still bought into the psychosis that there was a white man that gave his life for you. They said, I didn't. What image do you see? White. They can try to put the black on their face. What the face look like? They're trying to think, trying to make a face. Think of that white one. How long it take you to think of a face for that one? See that? And he got a little streak of blonde and some brunette. So that way all white people can be encompassed in the same. So you use a blonde one. Anybody ain't blonde ain't Jesus. Because you kind of sandy dusted it, it's kind of inclusive. That's why he always get a pass anywhere he go. Because he looked like Jesus. And Jesus loved people. Jesus helped people. Name the first slave ship, the good Jesus. And you've been duped by him the whole time you've been here. That's why you don't really have a real common thought of your own or your own process of anything. Everything you process it based off of white people information. Think about it, that's all he ever gave you. How much history do you really have? Anything you have that you come up with, what book you read it at? Listen, they can argue with the author. They said, we don't accredit that book. That book not accredited. We don't know anything about that book. Any book they on the credit, he got a sign, it got come through one of the publishing companies that's recognized by him, and they put it somewhere to be recognized. That guy, every book come out, top selling book. You ain't never even seen it before. How everybody got the top selling book? Everybody white write a book, come out, top seller. When you read it? Every time they give you something, everybody come out white, top seller. Number one. Can everybody be number one? No. Everybody. No. That's what they tell you. Where our book at? That's right. Jet Magazine. Ebony. That's 2 pamphlets you got now. We just in bad shape. You understand what I'm saying? But my solution in helping our people, and people don't realize that the so-called Negro needs to meet himself before he can really get situated with any other race. Because we need to fix the ideology that we have about ourselves. Our men, we need to have a consensus, first of all. We need to get out and stop punking each other. That's the first thing. Let's get a mutual respect from each other. Before, we don't need to meet with our meeting needs to be broken down in a segment. Our first meeting need to be the men. No women allowed. It need to be the men. All men. We need the homosexual in there too. Everybody need to know where I fell yet. See, you ain't gonna help it. The thing is, until he can see a proper guy and see what he needs to do, and he can be told and shown, you ain't gonna win him. You ain't gonna get every one of them, but somebody will break it. Listen, nobody gotta tell them. Let me tell you how. You know they all know they're wrong. That's why they work so hard to do it. They ain't satisfied. And they'll never be, they don't care what they do. You don't want to be a sissy, but you want to be a gay. Then you don't want to be a gay, you want to be a lesbian. Then you want to be a lesbian, you want to be a bisexual. Then you want to be a bisexual, you want to be a other. Then you want to be a they, then you want to be a them. Then you don't want to be nothing. They can't make it a matter because they already know they're wrong. They just keep making up stuff because, listen, they ain't going to ever be satisfied. So that's why we got to get our men and we got to educate, we got to tell them. Then we got to get together with our women. See, once we can fix the problem that the men we got with each other, we need to have, listen, it ought to be a law against us passing each other and not getting the counter, just the courtesy of, how you doing, brother? That's all, that don't take nothing. How you doing, brother? Listen, that dropped the warning, because when we see each other, what we think? This nigga better not try nothing, I know that much. I got my hand on my wallet. That's bad. I see my brother, that's bad. Think about it. When you see you single and you see 3 more walk, what do you ever think? Them brothers probably good, safe, but you thinking, just don't look and keep moving. Hope it ain't gonna, and it's bad. You see 3 white men walking past you, see what you think. Don't even think about it. Safe. Safe. That's bad. Because you'll pass just a minute so-called nigga, never even touch you, had nothing to do with you. We just don't take the time to speak. I try to speak when I see. I speak to white, I try to speak because it drop. Our minds are easy to think the wrong thing about each other because we don't engage each other. So when I don't engage you to know you, it's easier to think something negative about you than something positive. So when I speak and you speak back, I said, see, that person wasn't so bad. It don't take long. You ain't got to stop and hug and do the white tootsie, but we at least ought to speak to one another, give each other respect, and let's keep it going. Then we need to learn how to engage our women. We need to be able to sit down, men versus women, not versus in a war. We need to put all our complaints on the table. Then we need to come up with solutions. When we get through that solution, I think every other race ought to do the same thing. For we can all come together with each other, we need to fix these internal problems. We'll put too much effort in trying to show white people we ain't racist, but we won't show another nigga we love him. I won't put no effort in showing I respect you. But I do everything I can to show that white man I forgave him, I love him, and I love Jesus with all the Jesus in my heart. No, I ain't got no Jesus. So we got to fix our problem. Then we can get our kids. Then we got to pull our kids in, and we got to let them know we're going to be running the show. Listen, our kids should never have to get out here and been in no battles in these school systems. All these fights should have been ours. All this should have been cut off. There should have been a mutual end where teacher, parent, we working together. Student involved. Listen, kid, parents sitting around. Listen, you ain't getting by. I want the teacher to know I'm looking for you to be for their best effort. I'm for their best effort, and they're going to put their best foot forward. We can do this. So now when all of us come together, we can first fix the problem we got so we can hear what other races got problems at with us. And we want them to hear us fairly, but they're going to always bring back up, how y'all two getting along? That's how they break you up all the time. How y'all doing? Now we go back and look. We do have some problem, don't we? They beat you out every time. So when you come up with your complaint, they can always put, so what about the shooting? When you bring up the police, what about all the killing in Chicago? I know New Orleans got a lot of killing down there. So now you bring up your issue, you think, that is a problem, isn't it? He got a problem with him. You think, listen, why he don't show you the Hell's Angel killing nobody and the Mongoloid? You know these white boys kill. He wants, listen, when last time you see a new Hell's Angel, Mongoloid did some killing? Huh? And you think they ain't killing on a motorcycle? Them boys pushing more drugs than any of them cartels over out of Mexico. You don't even see them on the news, do you? Ain't hard to catch them. All the white boys ride a bike with the name on the back of it. Right. And they got their own club called Mongoloid and Hell Lane. And for some reason, the police can't catch them. Yeah. Chris, come on, put the check up here. Put the check up here. We with you too, but you ain't got too excited. Sometimes he get that check bring. Sometimes we had to bring, he get too high and mighty, we had to bring him back down. Little check bring a man back down a little bit. But think about it. When last time you seen skinheads on the news for killings? These folks kill folks every day. When last time you seen it? Aryan Nation. When last time y'all seen them on the news? Who they show? Yeah. That's it. Us. But these people killing every day, though. These people run the prison system. They trying to tell you about how many blacks and how many Hispanics in prison. They don't tell about all these white boys in here. Because they control the numbers. The numbers they give you are the numbers they make up. Why I'm going to show you my numbers are better than, my numbers are worse than your numbers. And I'm the one doing the count. You're going to lose every time. I'm going to tell you that your numbers are higher than mine, which is impossible. Listen, it makes no sense to tell me that I could be the number one in diabetes, number one in heart attack, number one with cancer, number one with stroke, whatever else he can come up with. I'm number one in poverty. I'm number one in economic, number one in education when I'm 12% of the population. You tell me I'm outnumbering, what is that, 88% more people, and everything negative. Impossible. Then tell me I'm the major spender. How can a less income earner be the major spender? That's not even mathematically correct. Because he do your numbers. He gonna give you your abortion rate. He ain't gonna show you little Susie Q. She get her abortion in the summertime so she can be ready for spring training so she can get back on the cheerleading squad. They got doctors that don't record this. Only way they get the number, doctors put them in and they send them into the census. They don't send them in. They run them to their own doctors, and their doctors do not report their numbers. Little white girls get pregnant in school. They don't show them. Black people taught to have theirs. Bear your shame so you look worse than them. They'll have 2, 3, 4 abortions before they got out of high school. You think they got, listen, who you think fighting to keep these abortions? Us? Them white folks. Them white folks. They know who need them. If that's the case, why you don't see all us out there? They got to show you and get you out here. They'll rally up. They use these piss poor preachers to try to run like they black members need them when it's white people that need these abortions. They need to do them so they can cover up, so they can put an image in your face. Black people are not having more abortion than white people. This is why they are fighting the Supreme Court to try to get it back in. And now they're looking at if the Supreme Court don't rule to change abortion, you're going to see white people's error. Their error is going to be in your face. See, yours been shown for years. Now his error is coming back to his face. That's why they fight. That's why they say we got to get the morning after pill. Won't you get the pill that keep you from laying on your back the day before? I'm going to come with the day before pill. Called keep your legs closed, heifer, before tomorrow night. They want the morning after. I'm going to come up with the day before. The day before pill, you won't need the morning after. See, that's all it is. You got to give our people intelligence. Our people got to know we better than what they've been portraying, what they show about us. They try to show us as piss poor parents and everything they try to show us. That's their imagery because they have to look better to their kids. What has it got them not whipping their kids? Shot by their kids, killed by their kids. Now they done implemented in our home. Our kid, you weren't thinking twice. Kill your parent. Man, think about going and kill Henry Grady. My dad had the power. If I stepped the knife on the other side, he like, you dead now, nigga. No. We wasn't doing no Menendez. This stuff, listen, that stuff run through your mind so fast you never thought it. Man, they look in your face, they can read your, nigga, I wish you tried. You thinking, ain't nothing in my mind, Paul. Never came to my mind. White kid not getting whipped, it retaliate on them. That's why they stop you from whipping your kid, because they looked at they would be, listen, when you seen them shooting the kid, what we say? You know they white. What we say? You know what color they are. Everybody, what we say? You know what color they are. Now you look around new, better shut your mouth. It's one of us. See that? Whenever they numbers get out or something get out by them, they start showing us. They'll create one of them. Manchurian candidates. That's all that means. I don't believe none of that stuff. I don't believe, listen, man mentally ill in downtown Atlanta at the doctor, he brought a gun, he just started shooting women and run. I don't believe this stuff. I believe what you make them do. I believe he done it. I believe what made it. I don't believe a whole lot of that foolishness. I don't believe this stuff. You can't be that crazy. You run and shoot. You shooting folks and you run and you know how to get away. You know what you're doing. They creating these people. I'm telling you, don't let these folks, listen, you got to start thinking. A lot of these people, they create these people. Just like Brian Nichols. I don't believe Brian Nichols went down here and shot these folks and got at him, then went on here and killed a top ranking, what was that, not U.S. No, he killing U.S. Marshal. Don't play that. No. You got to die. You kill a U.S. Marshal. Y'all laughing. Don't play that stuff. Go look their numbers up. How many U.S. Marshals get killed? No, sir. They're not going to, listen, you're not coming in alive. There's certain people you kill. FBI, you're not coming in alive. You listen, you can forget it. You can turn yourself in. They killing you right down the step. I'm telling you, it's imagery. You can't have it. Let me tell you, nigga know who to shoot at. Listen, it's imagery. You teach them that. You teach them, when you kill one, you're not coming in alive. That's how you stop the next one. So there's certain folk don't kill. No, he killed not almost like Homeland Security. One Homeland Security. I know they killed the judge. Come on, put the check, bro. Come on. That man said he killed a judge, he killed a judge, he killed a judge, he killed a judge, and you put a check, you put a check, you put a check. Now I forgot who it was, but he killed that guy. All that stuff. I don't believe that stuff. Man, I went on him, found a white woman who ain't got no marijuana, but she got some dope. And she gets $70,000 for capturing. He done kill everybody he come in contact with. He got a white woman, he sit in the house with her, and he let her make him pancake. He don't kill her and then give her $200. Are you serious? You trying to get some weed, your head messed up. She said, I ain't got no, she said, I got some crystal meth. This ain't a charge. This ain't a charge. You passing out crystal meth to somebody killed a judge. Woman never charged, and the FBI told, they said, we're not giving her that money. The FBI told, they said, this whole story don't even make sense. They said, it don't make sense, that man didn't kill this woman. He had to know her. Governor jumped in. I'm giving her the money, she a hero. They wrote a book, she a hero. White woman, smoked dope. She lost her daughter because of her drug habit. And the woman is a hero today. All of them are. What you talking about? All white people heroes. All of them heroes. How many black superheroes y'all remember? That's what I thought. And all the Static Shock, where he at now? They ironed him out, static clean. They don't play that. They don't play that stuff. No. All black superheroes they die. They don't even go to the same place the white one go to. White superheroes die, they go somewhere and keep being heroes. Black one, they go back to slavery. Don't believe these people. Who they killed? It was ice. No, it wasn't ice. It was I think what it was. It was something. It wasn't ice. It's one of them other little. It was one of them other. No, okay. Come on, put that check up. I said you ain't gonna stop. Some of y'all ain't gonna stop. Come on. We know what he killed up there. We're gonna need to check so we can get to work. Now we're gonna use this program. This is Beth HaMashiach. Come on, big man. One of the white folk done went and lied and said he killed an ice Asian. I'm just gonna give myself a check anyway. And they're right gonna put one on there. All right. Well, anyway, this is we use the Beth HaMashiach program. So this you'll find it's color coded for those that are watching. So this color coded is showing you how it's actually enunciated in the Abari language. Here you'll find it color coded English, and then you find the Greek. So you kind of keep a parallel. Do I trust all these people? No, I don't trust them at all. I trust enough to look at when you read, you have to examine, you have to consider, and we go off pattern. We've always tried to follow a pattern. A pattern. This is something you'll find with police, you'll find out with any government agency. When they arrest people, they start looking for patterns, especially if you're dealing with certain killers and rape. Most of them give out patterns. So when you look at Yahuwah is a killer too now. You start looking at patterns when you look at his writings. He has a pattern. He declares the end at the beginning. We talked about how America, when they write, they use what? Subject, verb, object. So we write verb, subject, then we do object. Because we find in the beginning, they'll tell you God created. We don't use God terminology. They dealt with the subject first. With us, we deal with the verb. The verb tells us what he did first. He created, bara, which is the verb. Then it told you who did it, who? Elohim, so he's the subject. This is our subject matter. What did he create? The Shamayim and all right. So we're dealing with the objects. So we started to understand how he writes and how he actually speaks. He speaks on verbs. I deal with action. When I told you about me, I told you I kill. I do whatever. I wound.
Make alive.
Make sure you understand that. He wants you to understand what he do. I want you to know how I act. I want you to know these different characteristics of me first. But when they give us different things, they get you stuck on the love of Jesus. They give you a picture. And they give you a false name, and they give you false premises. So they make sure you can never be saved or delivered. Because everything you believe, you got it from your oppressor. Why would your oppressor give you something? How many people y'all believe a kidnapper with handcuffs? How many of y'all ever been arrested before? How many of y'all the police gave you the key with the handcuff? Did the police give y'all the key with the handcuff? Do anybody know why? Train somebody out of nowhere. Why? Why he didn't give you the key? Because you'll take the handcuffs off. So when I took you slave right, brother, I gave you Jesus so you can take the handcuffs so you can keep them on. Think about it. Think about it. People say Jesus set them free. Have y'all not heard this in Christian religion?
Yes.
Jesus made me free.
Yes.
So Jesus made you free. Why would I give you something that's going to free you and I got you in captivity and slavery?
Don't make sense.
You see how dumb our people are?
Yep.
How would that make sense? You're still economically in the same place you were then. They just raised the standard of coming and cost, but look at what you're getting paid. If you do the math, you basically making the same money your parents made. Because you ain't advanced no different. Your parents were struggling to make it. They done put more, rent to what? $1,700, $1,800 for rent? Unheard of in Atlanta, $2,200 for rent? Our parents come along, they were fighting to try to pay $300-something a month. Now that's a joke. But then look at what they were making. Minimum wage was $2 and some an hour. Then it went to $3.30. I know a lot of y'all. I caught it at $3.35. We thought we were doing something. Gas was under $1 back then. So when you look at what we were making versus what gas was versus what mortgage was, even with high interest rate, it made sense. But you look at now what you get it, you're really back in the same place. White people make you think you're doing better. You're really not. You're really not. So now we got to advance ourselves with information, but we got to have a plan. Y'all got it? The plan is to set ourselves away, set ourselves free first spiritually. Because that's been our biggest embodiment. Let me tell you, when a person can't channel have their spirituality, which is ruachni, is the actual word for us, it hurts you. Because you keep trying to find yourself. Because you don't really know where you are spiritually. So you're on this endeavor, you're doing all these different things in hopes of trying to find yourself, and guess what? You can't. Because you really don't have your grounding for a spiritual. So you start attaching to other people, looking at other religions, trying to find something. As soon as a nigga learned karate, he turned Buddhist. So we can't learn that without germinating religion. Everything don't fit us. You got to chant. These people, they get this stuff in homage to a god. And you know these people say, they got the best martial art. You been beat by white folks. Your stuff ain't been that good. Don't fool yourself. These folks run all this stuff. All that stuff you got, ain't none of them kind. The Japs been beat by them, the Chinese been beat by them, everybody been beat by them. Y'all hear me? So don't put nothing in there your mind of no superiority because you fight with your God. Your God is a loser. He gave you a losing God on purpose because he knew you wouldn't go anywhere with it. It doesn't exist. Y'all remember years ago we were coming? I don't know, you can tell me, I'm asking. You remember growing up on Sundays, I'm sorry, y'all were Seventh-day Adventists, y'all went Saturday. But you remember Sunday people going to church? Do you remember? You remember white folks would be out, wouldn't be going to church? You can't remember white people out, they were going to church too.
I'm not sure, but I don't remember them having a church out.
Yeah, that's about true. Because we'll be the people that actually be the people that so-called spiritual, and that's how they usually beat you. Because they control your spirituality. They teach your preachers. They give your preacher the vision to give back to you. These preachers get the same thing from them. Listen, I get an email from them folks. They're trying to sell me sermon for the year. Why would you buy a sermon? Why would you buy a sermon? These people, listen, years ago I preached so many Bible. This Bible outlines and breaks down everything for them and get them a sermon right there. I one preacher, they say, here. He said, all he do is just switch them around. 52, he had 52 sermons. And he just turned around, he just moved them around and preached them next year. These people know they ain't got nothing because Jesus doesn't exist. Let me tell you what held us on. It's the fact that we are spiritual people. We are. We're spiritual people. It's in our dancing. It's in our singing. We're spiritual people. You watch the people that we got that you know they can sing. It's because of the spiritual part of us. We sing from a deeper part of ourselves. Where you get the spirit from? Don't break my heart, Mikey, Bricky heart. What spirit? I just don't quite understand. Man, do it down. Man, we can't dance like that. Man, we slide when we move, man. You got to give a nigga some room. We bump into each other. I'm serious because we're energetic. We are people with an energy about us. And so we do things, and they know that, and they learn how to contain us by giving us something that don't make us free. You were happy with nothing. They teach you, man, I was happy when I had nothing. That means you're a retard. How you happy with nothing? When he made Adam, the first man, Adam had nothing. Why would I buy into a teacher that teaches me how to have nothing? When he made man, he gave man something. From the very existence of man, he made man in a place where there was nothing and placed him where there was something. Why would I buy into the psychos of some teaching of having nothing? That does not concur with what he established. When he made man to be in his image, which is a reflection, an exact replica of, and his likeness, having the same attributes. Who imprisons Yahuwah? Who rules over Yahuwah? Then you got to excuse me if I ain't going to let nobody rule over me. See, he can't get that teacher. They're going to tell you, you're not Elohim. That's going to be kind of difficult when he say he made me. When he say he made me his image and his likeness. And then he said, now that I'm going to let him have it. When I rule, he let me have that. He said, that's yours. You know how sometimes I have to say, you know what? I'm going to let you have that. That's what he did. When he saw the gun, listen, I'm going to let you have this. When he gave it to me, he told me to subdue it. Because you know what? He let me know some of this stuff is not going to want to come under your authority. I want you to subdue it. Let's look up the word subdue. Matter of fact, do it as I read this right quick. Let me get this out of the way. I use it for my base. 15:4 Romans. Listen there. For
whatever Nikatab before.
Nikatab means was written before was.
Nikatab
was. It was written to show us, to teach us, and instruct us. That makes a difference. See, this is what we do as Christians. We just read it. No, he said whatever was written before was for you to see, for you to hear, and instruct you in what you're supposed to do. You never left church with information on what to do. They told you were loose and you were bound. All they do is send people in the wrong direction every time. See, it makes a difference when you understand the phone. I'm gonna need that check, Dwight. Come on, son, don't take that long. Listen. He said he was ready to show that word so bad. So the reason why this was written before, and it was written to show us, to teach us, so that through
endurance,
going through without quitting. How many of us were quitters? How many didn't take much for us to quit? Don't you quit? No, come on with the check. This is the first time you know how to be a quitter. Come put that check out there. So that through going through without quitting, because he knows what you're going to see, what you're going to have to go through is enough to make you give up. So he made sure the writings would come in to help you so that you wouldn't quit.
Yes.
And the reason you shouldn't quit is because you'll see yourself in a different aspect than what he showed you. That's for being taking too long. And through
the Nakum.
The Nakum is the consolation. I need to know that I'm going to receive something. This is what they told you. Don't worry, John Kennedy got you. Ask not what your country can do for you, but
what you can do for your country.
Because he made a fool out of him. That was his way. He ain't have nothing else to say. People, I know they call it the greatest speech. How is that great? These people were paying taxes. They want to know what the country doing for me.
Come on, that's right.
He faked them. He ain't had nothing to say. So he sold them on, what can you do for your country? What has my country done for me? So this is the thing you have to consider. The Nakum is the comfort. There has to be something. It is not logical to get a human to just do something and do something and do something and do something and do something. We don't get to just do something and do something and do something. We don't just do something and do something. We don't get and do something and do something. They're going to quit. I ain't doing it because there's nothing in it for me. Why am I going to resist fornication, adultery? Why am I going to drinking and lying and cheating and all this stuff? Why? What's in it for me? It makes no sense. It's not logical to tell people just do it because. Because of what? That reason will only hold you for a small period of time and you'll go back. There has to be some logical answer, a logical explanation, and it is. It's because of the comfort. Where does the comfort come?
Through the writings.
The writings. You didn't read, I'm gonna need another check. From the
Ketubim.
From the writings We might have,
tikva.
We got a cord, we got an attachment. These are the things that we look for. We go through and we look at these things because we have to consider, how does this work for us? A lot of times people try to get us to do different types of order, trying to get us to do different types of things. We're seeking something. Let's look at something right quick. We talked about on Shabbat. Please make sure we get a little ad here. Ooh, it's a little toasted. Okay. Who is that? Chris, that 2 check. Who was it? At this point, how many of y'all Chris done messed up enough he deserved both them checks? Thank you. That man's sick. Let's look at this anyway. Romans. We'll go back to 5, jump down 9, 10, 11. Let's see how this reads. It's important for us to know this. Because I think what happens with us a lot of time is we hadn't recognized the favor, and we haven't recognized how it's obtained, how things kind of work through how the operations of what are the operations of Yahuwah, the existing one. We tend to kind of falter in our walk. It'll seem as though he can't do what he said. It'll seem as though things not going to work out the way you think. So it leads you to your own resolve, which means do what seems best to you. Okay, in the 17th chapter of the book of Shaphatim, we read before 17, had to get, they called the book of Judges in about verse 6 or 7. He told us in those days, there was no Malachim. I'm gonna need a check later. There was no Malach, which there was no emperor. He said, so every man did that, what was right in his own eyes. You see, he showed us, first of all, the error of when you leave things to us. When there's no one to rule over us, of our own people, of our own care, then you'll do what seems right in your own eyes. That's what got us out to a lot of people now, why a lot of our men are not as religious as it should be. Because a lot of people seen the hoax in religion. Religion got a lot of hoax in it. It's got a lot of plan. I ain't gonna just put it on Christianity, Islam, as well as Yehudi, what we are, Yahudim, or Hebrews, whatever you want to call yourself. It's a lot of plan going on with it. People don't really care about your really welfare. So a lot of people don't see it, they just say, I'm done with it altogether. And there's truth in the matter, but you got to be able to show the people the truth. And people got to see there's a benefit in serving him. That's why he said, if you go back and look at the writings were set up to show you things and instruct you in things. Then it was designed to show you, to give you a comfort. Because I want you to know that you're going to receive something when you kind of stay consistent with it. But our people hadn't looked at it. You will do it for a while, then you stop. Some of you don't leave, but you stop with having that earnest mind, the most serious state of mind that come down there. When you listen to this, the book told us, therefore we ought to get a more earnest, which is the most serious state of mind, to the things, lest at any time. And we've seen people do that. That people slip. In the writing here, he'll say drift. You'll find yourself drifting. Sometimes you could be doing something. I just take tests in school, I start saying. And before you know, you'll realize, man, I'm supposed to be taking this test. Y'all ever had that happen? Your mind just wandered before you know. Guess what'll happen? If you don't look at the people you keep in your surroundings, you don't look at the conversation, you don't look at the word and verbiage and get an understanding, you don't believe it. You'll be sitting around and you'll just be drifting away. So you don't get the real effect of serving him. A lot of times people look like it's because he doesn't do what he said. He does what he said, but you don't know how to recognize it. So we have to know how to look and pick key points to see he's working. He's working. Look at these things. He showed you all these things. It's a benefit behind them. So let's look at this. This is the 5th chapter of the book of Romans, and about verse 11.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's look. Let's read.
And nothing more, but we who are boasting in Elohim in the hand of our Adon, Yahushua, the Mashiach, in whom
the Mashiach,
we now,
the anointed one,
in whom we now have the desire. Therefore, when through one Ish, Qatar came to the Olam.
Y'all see that? Therefore, when through one man sin came to the Olam, the world, one man. And it was important to teach you this, okay? Because we're men, it only makes sense to make sure that he allows us to understand things from a certain perspective. See, before he gets to even dealing with teaching you about Yahushua, let's go back to look at some other symbolism. So what he wants you to know, that through one man coming into the world, you know, it's hard to believe that all this can be done through one man. He said, but through one man entering into the world, what we got?
And move.
Hold on, we got sin. Kata, sin, which means we missed them all. One man came in, he missed them all. How did he miss them all? What was the first offense? Disobedience. Transgression. First of all, you got to remember how you sin. Don't just look at sin alone. We got to remember what I taught y'all. Sin works in two components. In order for you to sin, you have to transgress, which means you have to go against first. Hello? When he asked Adam, did he eat of the tree? What did he tell him? He said, of which I told you not to do it. So you also transgress. Because I told you not to do it, and then you've done it. That was your transgression because I told you not to do it. The fact that you've gone and you've done it, you committed kata, which means you missed them all. So you got to understand the verbiage when you find out when you say you're in transgression and you talk about your sins, okay? First of all, you've gone against what I told you. Now you committed sin, okay? So now he's telling you through one man. Therefore, when through one ish, Adam, through one, they using man, they should have told you Adam. See, in the writing, they're going to give you the name. Let's put down the name. You start playing like this, you start playing with pronouns. We don't deal with pronouns. Well, that's still a noun. But let's deal with the man who we talking about. Adam. Qatar came to the alarm. That's how it came in. And Mut, death, was?
In the result of Qatar.
So that's what everybody got. Who all died? How many people died? 3?
Everybody.
How many? Everybody. Who missed? Who didn't die? Hello? Who didn't die? Everybody. That's what he wants you to understand. Through one man's transgression and sin, that's how it came in the world. So he wants you to realize how sin actually got him. This is something people didn't realize. Sin came in through one man. That means Adam, the man, sin had to enter in through him. Y'all got it? Just like we look at how does every man come in the world? Other than Adam. Through what? So every man come in by a woman, right? He come in through a woman. That's how you get in here. Every man, every woman come in through a woman. You ain't gonna believe how sin came in. Through Adam. He said that's how it came in the world, through Adam. Once he did it, it set the precedent up that everybody that come on after him die the same way. Okay. So when he said he was going to make man, image, reflecting, look like, after his likeness, having the ability and functioning capacities in a sense, having all these things. So Adam functioned in that capacity. Adam worked and resembled Elohim. Then sin came in. And he started to reflect something different. He started to reflect error. He couldn't mirror Elohim anymore because of the transgression. See, the only way to mirror him is to do what he's doing. My hand, we'll call it Yahuwah. This, we'll call Adam. What is he doing? See that? Everything, he can mirror it. But once transgression came in, he couldn't do it anymore because of the fault. And because of the fault, it cut off his existence. You gotta remember, Yahuwah's name means the existing one. So I exist. He told him the day that he eat of that tree, which meant you couldn't mirror me anymore. I exist. You don't, because of transgression, because of sin. So you need to understand. Now, through this opened up a portal, Sapon. And so Mut
passed over all beneath of Adam.
Should have said passed too, because we think of Passover. Other people think of Passover. They think about in Mizraim when we kill the lamb and then you say Passover. But they meant to that time. It keeps going. So from that one man's act, everybody dies. And you ain't gonna believe what everybody do. They mirror the behavior of him. So whenever you see him address us, he would always address us as the Benin of Adam. See, Adam was first known as the Benin, which was the Ben of of Elohim, which means where he came out from, who he reflected, and who he was an inheritor from. But once he took on transgression and took on sin, you can't inherit. That's why he kicked him out of the garden. So you need to understand why you're here in America and why you're not in Jerusalem. Because you mirror and not Yahuwah. See, the only way this could pass down is because you connect to. How is Yahushua going to, how is he going to gain Shamayim and all these things? Because he mirror. He looks like. He has the attributes, the characteristics of. He does the things that are similar to or exact. You do the things that are different. Let's show you something right quick. Come and see that the 8th chapter of the book of Yehukanan they call John, 8 and about 44. Yehukanan 8 and 44. The word Yehukanan means Yahuwah is gracious. All right. Listen.
You are from your Abba, the Satan.
Uh-oh. Look at what he told you. Wow. That don't make sense. He made man in his own image and his likeness. How did you get this title? This don't make sense, does it? How did you tell man? So what did you just told him? Let's think about it. If Adam was the son, which is the ben of Elohim, because he had the imagery, he had the behaviors of. Now he just told you that, and he was responsible for him. He begotten him. Now he just told you that you're of your Abba, Satan, which means you had the imagery, and you had a characteristic, and you mirror. Let's see what he told you.
And you desire to carry the craving out of your Abba.
See that? So now the cravings, cravings are desires. It's like, man, I got a taste for that craving. That's a desire. So you say you carry desires of the Father because he's also trying to let you know something else. If I'm telling you you're Satan, you're the son of Satan or the children of Satan, and I'm telling you carry out desires of Satan, I told you I'm the son of Elohim, which means I do what? I do the desires of Elohim. But to get you to understand it, I'm going to let you see, I first got to tell you about yourself. Listen what he told you.
He was a murderer from Rashid.
See that? Rashid from the beginning?
And does not stand in the Amat.
See that? And he won't stand in the truth. Well, listen.
Because he does not have Amat in him.
Because it ain't in him. What else happened?
Whenever he speaks a deception.
What did he do?
He speaks from Islam.
That's where it come from. You were told that. What all the things that corrupt a man or kill a man, where it come from?
Law.
That's where a man come in defects at. That's why we had to hear the word. On the day of Ukak Shabuah, they called Pentecost. He said, now when they heard this.
They were pricked in their law.
And you know why they were pricked in their law? Because he's trying to convert them over from being the sons of Satan to the sons of Elohim.
That's right.
But that wasn't going to happen unless you convicted. Just like this. You think they felt good when they heard this? They told they were the children of Satan. They thought they were the Benim of Abraham. Yasakak and Yaakov. This man just came on the scene and just told you, man, you the son of Satan. And he's telling them why? Because you do the craving, you do the desires of it. See, you didn't know that. See, when you start to look at, how you think they felt when they heard this? They probably thinking, I messed up. So Satan, that's extreme. That's extreme to say I'm a Satan. Yeah, I don't do everything I'm supposed to do, but Satan? But he wanted them to know that because now conviction come in, then you consider when you commit an act. Whose son are you? That's why he said, let's go all the way back from the start.
That's right.
Just like when he called us the Benim of Adam. I'm taking you all the way back to the start of your craving and your behaviors. It goes back to the Father. Whose desire did you take on? Now we become the Benim of Elohim because we take on the desires of Elohim, which means the ahab, the love, the affection that he has for things. We have the same affections. The hate he has for things, we have the same affections. Just like homosexuality. We don't hate the homosexual, we hate the behavior because he hates them. That's his desire. He hates them because they go contrary to what he told them. So we can say, well, it don't bother me. It should bother you if you're the Benim of Elohim.
That's right.
Because it bothers him. And that's what he's telling them. You take on the cravings of your father. That's why you do what you do. Go back to how it started. Go back to the workings of. You people are going to kill me later. This is the same thing happened with him when Cain killed Abel. He killed his brother. Yahuwah was our brother. And know what we do today? We bad by killing brothers.
Yeah, that's right.
We bad. Brothers bad about killing brothers.
That's true.
They talking about Adam. We ain't stopped. We the same as brothers kill brothers.
Yep.
All the time.
All the time.
Because nobody ever told us.
Yep.
Nobody never told us that these behaviors don't connect us in our spirituality with our Creator. It more or less connect us with the enemy. We had the same, they killed us, and now we go and listen. They don't have to kill us no more. We do a good job ourselves.
It's true.
By the time we go cut the food for one police killing of a black woman, black man, go look at how many we rack up.
Yeah.
On regular. Come on.
Because he is a deceiver and the Abba of deception.
See that? He's the father. That's why he told her, you're a deceiver, you're a lie, you're a cheat, you're a scam, you're steal your own. From your own. That's where you got it from. So now you got something to look at and start considering how you operate and how you do with one another. How many of y'all don't want to be a Satan? You don't want to be a child. Then you got to start looking at things you do then. Because when you commit entity acts, he said that's who you belong to. Which means at that point, in that state, you cannot be saved. There's a need for salvation, but you can't obtain it because of behavior. Listen.
But since my debar is Amat, you shall not among me.
See that? He just told them why they won't believe it too. Because he looked at Satan. He said Satan never believed it. He's always stood on Kazab, which is a lie. He said, you won't believe what I told you, and that's because you got it from your father.
That's right.
There's a lot of people see me an enemy. White people can't show you, tell somebody white to show you why I disenfranchised, why I took something from them, why I beat them and scammed them. They can't because I hadn't done it to them. Now, if I tell them to do it, they won't ever show their hand. Because it's a long history of it. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times you don't look at it. You work hard to try to prove yourself to people that never prove themselves to you. When they prove themselves to you? Why you always the person got to be with open arms and kissing lips? Why don't they come with the open wallets? You don't want to open, I want the open wallet.
That's right.
I need to get in them pockets.
That's right.
And I got money problems.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that right? My problem can't be fixed with no hug. I need to get in that pocket.
Come on.
White folks show me they love me, I'm need to get in your pocket. I know that mouth, teeth, and tongue say anything. I need to get in that pocket. I know where your heart at.
Yes, sir.
Ain't that right? Come on.
Who among you shall rebuke me concerning iniquity?
See that? He said, who gonna charge me with it? Come on.
If I have spoken the Amat,
why
shall you not among me?
Come on.
Whoever is from Elohim shall shama the Dabarim of Elohim.
See that? The people that come out from him. He said they're going to hear the word. So people because they were trying to say they were the Benim of Elohim, the children of Elohim. Same thing we said. He said, well, if you are, then you'll hear what I'm saying. That's what we had to start realizing. This is what differentiates us from other people. The fact that we're able to hear the word and we're able to act upon it. We got a lot of people can hear, anybody can hear it, but can you act upon what you hear it? And then stay consistent with it. That becomes with being a son, because the son, the noon, which is the definite, continue. So you would have to be a son in order for you to continue. Same way inside of a family. Me and my wife married. If me and her had no kids, there's no way for it to continue. After she and I die, it dies off. So we had a son. Our firstborn together was a son, which means at that point, it continues because our son had a son. So it continues. You see what I'm saying? So the family continues. So he looks at when you believe what I tell you and you start to operate, and guess what? Then it continues. You see what I'm saying? It's a continuation. So the end comes up because of kata, because you won't hear. So there's no continuation with you. There's a certain cut and a stop. Okay? Just need to know why. A son hears. One that's not his son, he won't hear him. Let's get back right quick to that 5th chapter I was on. 5th chapter of Romans. Where we left off? 12, 13? Okay. Therefore, when through one man, Adam, sin, which is kata, came into the alarm, where the world, alarm, and Mut, death, was the result of kata, which was sin. And so Mut passed over all the Benin, which are all the sons of Adam. What man did he have here? You see this? Men, plural. All of his sons died. Based off of the father's behavior, it will pass down to the children. And the children had the same behavior. That's how we understood that a son could mimic the father. See, everything we learn positive about Yahuwah, we miss. You were going to learn it through the negative first. Y'all got it? We learned through the negative. You learn that people say what people can't do. How you consistently keep dying? Because you consistently follow a pattern. So how you can't consistently follow a good pattern? You don't realize, how do you consistently, people say, I always screw up. How you always screw up? It should be a break. So you can have a consistency. And that's what he's showing you. Because of what Adam established, one man, everybody that came down from him dies today. So when he refers to you as the son of Adam, you should already know what that means, don't you? What that means? That means death. See, they don't even realize it. But the white man gave it, he said, son of man. And he made it sound like it was a good characteristic. Whenever I called you son of Adam, that was never positive, that was negative. That meant you were going to die. See, when people sit in the church, they hear, they don't have an ear to hear. And don't realize to tell you that you're the son of Adam should tell you that it's going to end for you. When I tell you son of Adam, I'm telling you you're going to die. I'm telling you you're going to be disinherited. I'm telling you you're going to lose your possession. That's all we know about Adam. We know more of that about him than we do him reigning in the garden, don't we? We knew thorns and thistles, sweat of your brow. We knew destruction when they came out. So they don't even think. You don't think when you hear because they don't teach you to listen with an ear to hear. This is not something that's congratulating you. This is insulting you. Come on. So because that they all...
Qatar.
How is it? How can the son wind up doing the acts of the father? It's a trait. It's a trait. Same way when you fill out that medical exam paper. When they ask you and you put down you got high blood pressure, they ask you about your mama, your daddy, and your grandparents. Because they know it's highly unlikely that you struck up on this on your own. Why? Why would that have anything to do with if I come in and I got high blood pressure? Because they're trying to see the trait still acting. Because you don't know the word, you don't consider it. He knows it and he's watching and he's keeping them a timeline on you. They say it falls on them. If I gave your parents the pork, the swine, the disgust in slavery, look at how you are today. We live like the slime and the pork and the junk we ate from slavery. We act like the stuff we took on in slavery. Most of our life raggedy. It's like the raggedy house they put us in. They didn't put us in a way to make us have no contentment. We have no ease. You think about a person bottled up with hate, shame, poverty. What kind of kids they gonna produce? No, scholars, Rhodes scholars, lovers, inventors. They pass on to the children. And this is what he looked at. What Adam did, it passed right on to his children. Come on.
Before the Torah was given.
See that? Before it was given, tell what happened.
Qatar was already in the Olam.
Listen.
But Qatar is not accounted when there is no Torah.
See that? So now we start seeing the law is what? How you supposed to see the law now? That's what now? As live? You bound to it as long as you live? No, we saw the law as death. I ain't seen it. No, the only way for them to see the law is death. The statement just told you that. He said sin was already in the world before the Torah was given, which means there was instruction and direction. That's the only way you can get sin. First of all, that make it much say the police give you a ticket because I don't like you. What's the charge? What the judge gonna do? The judge get it? Because why? He gonna throw it out. It's not a code. I don't have a code. Judge look at, I don't like him either, but it's not a code for that. I need to have a code, and then I can see where I can charge. Then I can see where the violation is at. If I don't have a code, then it's not a violation. You're not liking it. But if there's a code to it, then guess what? Then there's a violation, and he can be charged and he can be convicted. So the law was here, but he ain't had nobody violate it. That's the difference. There was a law, there was a code, but nobody violated it. So there's nobody I can charge. Everybody riding down the street, 45 mile an hour sign, police clocking. Everybody riding out, 45. 45. 45. Who he charged? Nobody. Why? That's what he did with Adam. He couldn't charge it because he didn't break the law. He was doing the limit. Once he impeded it, that's where the violation came. Now the charge, independent for the one he committed, everybody that come down through your loins, your Tudor, your generation, every one of them gonna die. And the reason they're gonna die, because they're your children, they're gonna take on your traits. See, when when he had life, it was because he took on the traits of Elohim. That's what life. So now you want to look how you obtain life. You take on the traits, which are the ideas. How does he think? How does he rationalize this? What's his perspective about this before I do it? How does he grade this? See what I'm saying? Because I'm concerned about being his son, because I want life. When I say bump it, nigga gotta do what he gotta do. Whose son am I? Or Adam. Both of them will get you killed. See? That's the difference. So the difference between the son, the ben of Elohim, the mighty one, or the ben of Adam or the ben of Satan is death. It don't have no longevity to it. Longevity comes with being the son of Elohim, because Elohim gives you the thing that's conducive for life. You see what I'm saying? That's why he gave them a diet. The diet is conducive for life. I already know sickness is going to come because sickness is in the lung, which means nature. Listen, the COVID, all this stuff in here. Listen, it's in here. But I gave them medicine. I told them what leaves they can eat. So I ain't just get them food for eating, I also gave them food for medicine. So when we eat, before we met these people, our food was for nourishing and it was for medicine. When we met these people, they gave us canned foods with white folks on them. The Jolly Green Giant. I don't know how you're a giant and you're on a can this tall. First of all, this makes you an oxymoron. You're an oxymoron. Let me tell you how dumb you are. You go by jumbo shrimp. Shrimp, by definition, is small. There is no way to get a large small. Okay. They laugh at me. I'm just trying to help you out. People ain't that bright. You buy jumbo shrimp. So the man wrote and he put a paper. Don't you think he already know this is to show you how stupid you are? It's a shrimp. Can we see what the definition of shrimp is? Oh, we didn't have to look up subdue, did we? That thing jumped up. Shrimp deviled egg. Got a lot going on. A what? Small free swimmer. What's that? Yeah, crustacean. I spell it different. What's that? Elongated body? Elong body? Elongated, what? Elong? Yeah, use it in a sentence. Come put a check up here, big man. Typically marine or frequently. It's small. That's the first thing they tell you about it. Small. So how can you get a large small? When time y'all go to McDonald's? I know you go. I ain't just like that. When y'all go to that slot mop, go on there and get you, tell me you want to get you a large small. They ain't gonna do it. They're gonna tell you, you either want a small or a medium or a large. We do not have a large small. Y'all got it? And they lying, they do. They're gonna give you the large bar, they're gonna put the fry in the small bar and dump them in the large bar. It's the same fry. They make a fool out of you. Make it think now years ago they used to give you a large fry. They used to packet it with fat. You have fries in the bag. You can reach in your bag and scrum around there and pull a fry. Them days over with. If it's a fry down that bag, you ain't got none in the bag. They put the fries in. All right, that's good. Shrimp, that's fine. What's up? Shrimp. Subdue. That's different. Overcome. Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Come on. Don't worry about it. Come on. Back. Come on. So before the Torah was given, don't forget Torah, think of what it means. What, destruction? Move. It's time. The Torah means instructions. What they call the law. See, you have to look at it different. When people look at law, they look at something that's just written, okay? That's not what it is. The Torah actually is directions. It tells us what to do, okay? So if I'm sitting here, I don't know what to do until you give me the instructions. That's what the Torah is. The Torah is instructions and directions. That's why when he was in the gun, he showed him all the trees of the gun. He was showing him all the directions, and he let him know of this one, you're not supposed to eat unless you what? So I'm instructing you. I'm giving you directions right now. That's law. See, what people mess up, they think the law didn't come in till Musa came on to see who they call Moses. The law was there because he told him what to do. So it was here. I'm telling you what to do and how to do it. All of these you can eat. This direction, I'm giving you instruction. You can eat all this. Don't eat this or you're going to die because you'll no longer be my son. Y'all know how Yahushua knew he was going to die? Because we knew him as the son of Adam. They called it son of man. He was the son of Adam. How would he not know he was going to die when he was the son of Adam? He knew it. So when we read him, Yeshayahu, they call Isaiah, told us about him. When we met him, he was a man acquainted with sorrow and grief. Because guess what he had to deal with the whole time? I know I'm going to die. I'm the son of Adam. I got to die. There's no way for me not to die. See, you don't know it. You're busy rejoicing and going, and you don't understand the fact that why you should be rejoicing for the fact he died in your place stead. But you don't understand how the benefit works, so you had to understand the transgression before you understand the benefit. Listen. Go ahead.
For before the Torah was given.
Hold on, come on down there. Down ran past. So before the Torah was given.
Kata was already in the Olam.
But
Kata is not accounted when there is no Torah.
Come on.
Although, according to this, Mut reigned from Adam until Musa.
Uh-oh, y'all see that? Start showing you where it started from Adam to Musa. Musa, who we accredit to that we sit up under Torah now. What happened?
Even over those who had not Kata in the likeness of the transgression of Adam.
See that? Our sin was different, but we did it. And he said it's still passed down to a which?
Is in his image of him who is to come.
Okay, listen. Who's in the image of him that to come? Come on.
But the Barak is not like the trespass.
See what he's trying to tell you? He said, no. The gift, the Baraka, which is the benefit, is not like the trespass. For
behold,
in what?
One trespass.
What happened?
The many Mut.
Y'all hear what he said? He said, I want you to count this to be the same. See, when it came down to the Torah, which was the law they'll call it, it came down that when one man sinned, everybody died. Even the people that hadn't sinned after the same similitude. It passed down to everybody. He said, I don't want you to get the gift twisted. Don't twist the gift. Let's hear about the gift.
Much more that the Kasid of Elohim and his Barak was multiplied for many by the Kasid of the one Ish, Yahushua the Mashiach. The Barak is not...
We're going to account now the act of Elohim's Khan, or Kasid, his favor, that we all encompass now, that we get. And he's comparing it to the transgression. That all these people received it that hadn't even sinned. And yet they obtained the same reward of Mut by a man's action. Now he's trying to tell us about Yahushua, the man that came down. For the gift, which is a baraka, benefit, is not like the trespass. For behold, in one trespass, the many died. But much more that the grace, what they'll call the grace, the Kasid, the favor of Elohim, and his baraka was multiplied for many by the Khan of one man, Yahushua, the Mashiach, the anointed one. So now where he let one man come along and everybody become a benefactor of one man's transgression, now he came in and made everybody a benefactor by Kasid, by one man's act that followed the law, who kept the Torah, who didn't violate. That's how you obtained it. But it would be hard for people to receive or understand how can you receive something from one man, yet you live in the day and you dying because of one man. Well, he said, then look at the gift. We're looking at one man that came and how this thing had multiplied the favor. When he gave this berith, this covenant that they call it, or the promise that they'll give to Abraham, he told him that through him that all Goyim, all nations were going to be Baraka. Through one man. Through one man act, deeds, we'll all become recipients of. This one man who was going to be the one that was going to get us this Baraka was going to be Yahushua. Through his seed, all Goyim were going to receive from it. But people didn't understand that they received that from Adam. Because the whole time when he would ever speak, he would always record it like Yakaza called. They call Ezekiel. He would always call him Ben Adam. He would tell him to speak to who? He want to speak to his people. No, he would tell him to speak to his people. He want to speak to his people. All y'all dying. He wanted a dying man to talk to other dying people. That sounds crazy, don't it? Yeah, it does. Because Joseph, who they called Joseph, he spoke to people that was in prison and he was in prison. He was proclaiming to people that was in the same condition. You didn't think that was kind of odd? That the people that he talked to about them recovering, wasn't getting out and one moved, he was in the same situation they was in. So when he was saying Yakaza called to speak to them, who meant strength of Elohim, that's his name. They tell you Ezekiel because they'll give you anything so you can't think. But he was sending him to a people because they were dying. He told you that when the people of the land, when they take a man from who? He said from among their coast, from right among their own region. Because that's what they're going to do. They're going to take somebody right from among them. And if that man don't want them, he already know. Why would he do? Why would they choose me? Why were they going to choose Yahushua? He was so much different than us. For the fact that he had a consistency and we had inconsistency. He had belief, we had doubt. He had a desire to do the will of the Father. We had a desire to do the will of the flesh. So why were we going to receive anything he going to say? So he knew, let them take a man from their own coast. And if that man don't want him, when I send the sword, if he don't want him, I'm going to kill all those people. I'm going to require it at his hands. He did everything to try to get us to look at, if you don't want to die, get from among these people. You're going to have to get from among these people. You're going to have to get to the Isha Elohim. All right. Don't worry about it. Come on. 5 and 16. Listen.
The Barak is not as a thing that came through the one who Katah, because the Mashpat came from one to the other. But the Barak of Kasid is to Sadak many trespassers.
So now we look at why he had to come in and had to counteract something. This is where we understand and we can kind of get a better understanding of redeemed. And they understood it or could understand it from where? Hands. Hands. No hands. Uh-oh. Hold on if I got my pastor right here. Yeah, pastor. You like you thinking for your answer. Is this going to be a check? Or they gonna be... Who? Abraham? No. You say yes? What you said? Can't do what? He said can't Kamor was talking about the ass, the donkey. No, we would understood redeemed when he brought us out of Misraim, they call Egypt. The name of the place is Misraim. Misraim is where we learn redeemed. When he brought us out, he told us, I'm Yahuwah. I redeemed you from the bed of bondage, which is the house of slavery. So when you look at he came and redeemed us, you got to remember the people that wound up coming into Misraim, they came in, they weren't captives. They came in willingly. So after a period of time, there came a Pharaoh. And that Pharaoh didn't know anything about Joseph. So he put our people under hard taskmasters. And our position changed. We went from being equivalent or almost looked at as citizens, and we went down to being degraded, coming down to being slaves, which would be a bond. Abadim, we became servants, slaves. So in this situation, you look at, we came in here free. Now the people that came in free, and for whatever reason was, you kicked up and you decided on the next group of people that you were going to put them in slavery. I was just born here. I don't know how I got stuck in this situation. Y'all understand that? So now it was a need to come and to redeem them. Now the first group that walked in, what reason would it be to redeem them? Wouldn't be a reason to redeem them. It would be only the people that wind up coming in through captivity. Those people that wind up staying here that couldn't get out, these people need to be redeemed because you know what they looked at? I was just born here. If it were my choice, I'd have never been here. So they needed to be redeemed. Redeemed means to make up for a bad aspect of something. So that's why he said, don't confuse the baraka, the gift, with the trespass. Because the baraka came in to come and redeem us. So now I can justify, because now he looking at, why should you be dying for the acts of somebody else? Our Torah taught in the book of in Allah HaDabarim, these are the words they call Deuteronomy. When he told you about certain people that couldn't be redeemed. He told you about certain people. We couldn't take them in to their 10th generation. 10th generation. So you look at this. The first person who committed the act, okay? Blameful, wrong, direct. Somebody proceeded from them. Fair? That person got to pay for it. Now, the third person got to pay for it. Now, the fourth person got to pay for it. Is this fair? The fifth person got to pay for it. The sixth person got to pay for it. The seventh person got to pay for it. The eighth person got to pay for it. The ninth person got to pay for it. Finally, guess who can go in? 10 person. So we're going to do about the other 8. I'm just a victim of circumstances. So now you can see why it made sense for him to come through and bring somebody who could come in and who could redeem us. See, they'll sing the song. Anybody ask you, just tell them. People, if you don't know what the word means, why are you saying it? It means to make up for a bad aspect. So Yasharal understood why he, see, all you knew was he brought them out of Egypt, which I don't know where Egypt is. Before I tell you so many lies, and it's bad when the people live there stupid. Because they call themselves Mitzvah. They call themselves Mitzvah. Why are you Mitzvah and you in Egypt? Because they let the Greeks name them. They let every oppressor, just like our people. That's why we don't know who we are. I don't know where Africa is. This is a Kibalon. These people all made up names for you. You got your stuff from Scripio, Africana. These folks gave you these names because they're your captives. So you know how many times, let me tell you something, what's bad with our people. You look really dumb when you talk to white people and you try to explain that you're an African American. You really look dumb. White people will go ahead and go along because they know, I just want to make sure you're still stupid. How can you be an African American? Scripio Africana is where these people got these names from. And you're going to sit here that these people name. The place is a Kibalon. This is where they look at, this is the mother of where everything started at. A Kibalon is the original name. White people whitewashed it and gave you Africa. Marcus Garvey gave you colors, a Jamaican. Everybody done gave you something, you just keep running around with something. I don't know how Africa let Jamaican make a flag for them. Jamaicans think that's where the world started over there. They think that the world started under Queen Elizabeth. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Because they whitewash everything and they give it back to you, and they just like to hear you recite it. They like to tell you you're black, which by their law dictionary, black means something colorable, means something that's not real. How could I be a black man? I just told the folks, I'm not even a real man. What am I if I'm not a real man? The word black means something that tries to portray something that's not. Look up law. Let's look up law dictionary. Let's see. Black's law. Let's see black. I know my people now following the colorable. When in a law library, tell them anyway, they need to look at the book. You need to look at how a judge look at you. You need to look at how you looked at in court. Always comes under black law. Meaning, let's say. I know a lot of my people. Oh, let's see. Oh, so. Hold on, let's look at where this. They'll put this on Tony Smith. Colorable definition and hold on. And what is this word here? What is legal? Meaning. Definition. Let's see that. That which has or gives. That which is in. So if I'm a black, I tell them I'm a black man. Where am I a black man at? And not in what is purports, what it purports to be. Folks see, I look real intelligent when I go to court and I tell them my problem as a black man. The judge, you ain't gonna believe it, they have a law degree. Guess what they got in their law degree? The word colorable. A black man. That's what I am. I'm a black man being treated wrong in this courtroom. He said, the nigga ain't even real. He purports to be something. He's only in color. Nothing. How do we get away with all these great scholars? Dr. Count, why are we pushing this black agenda? What is the black agenda? What is the black agenda? Help me so I can be smarter, because I don't like being dumb. So let me ask y'all a question. How is it all these people with these degrees hadn't looked at this stuff? How hadn't they realized they run these courts trying to push this black agenda and trying to put this black, I'm sorry, what light that is matter? And they wonder why white folk laugh at them, tell them white lives matter. Ooh, white folk, they think I don't exist. I wonder where they get it from. You so proud of your Black Lives Matter. Nobody work with us. Nobody tells the truth. Listen, the only thing we good for, dancing, eating some pork rind, find out where some weed at, splitting a rock, telling a lie, being funny, embarrassing ourselves. When they come down to knowledge and information about ourselves and about our salvation, we're distant. They laugh at you. People laugh at you. Ain't no lawyer, tell me what lawyer, tell me what judge look at you and take you serious. When I tell them I'm a black man, based off of their learning, based off the law library, the law books tell them I ain't real. Explain to me how I'm gonna get justice in them. In a place where the people that's passing down verdicts, that's vindicating people, have been taught that I'm not even real. Whatever I'm saying, I'm just lying about it. I'm lying. How am I ever gonna get justice somewhere where somebody look me in my face and they have a law that they have to listen? You know what they told me? You know what they tell you? The law is blind. Justice is blind. And once you can be blind, but once I hear you say you were black, you ain't even real. So how real is your case? You need your own name. You need to start letting people give you names. You need to identify yourself. Other people are already doing it. They're breaking off from the people. They refuse to be called by these people's titles. Because you had a name before you met them. What we called ourselves before we met them? We was ever called ourselves black in a Keeper? This is what they told. We were known by our tribes. People in a Keeper don't go around calling themselves black. They call by their name denotes to their tribes. You know what else they'll put in there? They'll put the day they was born is also in their name. Unlike us, they put the day in that they were born. Because the day they were born has a meaning to it. And they'll try to rear and try to direct their children. They have a mindset to what the day says. The day you were born, it was called death. You were born in America. And you've been doing it every day you've been here, you've been dying. Because nobody told you different. Come on, let's get back to what we're doing so I can get y'all out of here. 5 and 16. So y'all saw that the gift is not a thing that came through the one who he couldn't bring it because of what he already brought. The judgment came from one to the other. But the gift, Baraka of Khan, is to justify many trespassers. Yeah, he come back to redeem us. He come back to redirect us. Y'all got it? Come on.
For if by the trespass of the one,
what happened?
The moot reigned through the one, much more those who receive the abundance of Kasid and of the Baraka of Sadiq shall reign in Kaid through the one, Yahushua HaMashiach.
See, first of all, he needs you to see what? The trespass. If the trespass can go this long, if the trespass is this great, he said, now I need you to know that the Baraka is greater. Because it overrides what the trespass came in to do. But think about it. Had you learned about the Baraka before you learned about the trespass, you wouldn't have saw it the same way. So it was the fact that you was in a situation that you couldn't get yourself out of. Could Adam have gotten himself to stay in that gun as he trespassed? Did he ever get himself back in there? No. He couldn't because of the trespass. The trespass totally counted him out. Did his sons come back in there? No. What about his grandsons? What about his son's son? And that's because of the trespass. Now Yahushua done came down and offered us, he said, I can get you back in. The trespass couldn't do that. I can get you back in. He said, I got the keys. He said, I can open the door, which they'll call the door. He said, I can open it and I can close it. He said, I had the ability to do that. When Adam left, there was a malachite that they're going to call an angel. I don't know what an angel unless you put dust behind it, angel dust. So there was a malachite swinging the sword every way to make sure he couldn't get back in. Think about that. You thinking, man, they do the jump rope, they swinging that thing. Listen, any way you can think, I'm swinging it. I'm striking the ground, I'm hitting all the way in the air. You thinking, I could die, and if you do, I'm going to cut you in half. So all he could do is look at, there's no way for me to get in. It was sat there to show him, there is no way for you to get in. There is no way for your son to get in. There's no way for your son's son to get in. And nobody that's perceived for you to get in until Yahushua came on the scene. That's why we look at the gift being greater than the trespass. Because through the trespass, he couldn't get back. But through the gift, now he told me to enter ye in at the straight gate. Yes, sir. Adam could have never heard that because of the trespass. And all this was done through how many men? One man. So now you see the comparison of how the Torah works to the benefit, which is the Khan through Yahushua HaMashiach, and you see how it works as death to those that become the sons of Adam. Come on, give him this, I'll finish it up. 18.
Therefore, as through one trespass,
Adam,
all beneath of Adam are charged.
See that?
Even so, through one Sadiq act, all beneath of Adam shall be given Kai.
See that? He coming back to reconcile. Now he reconciling. He coming back to reconcile Adam. The Benim of Adam. He reconciling. Did he say he's going to reconcile Adam, or he said the Benim of Adam?
Benim.
Because you ain't going to believe it. Benim of Adam, we don't find ourselves, we need to be redeemed. Yeah, we need to be redeemed. Who else he going to redeem? What we're going to say, Adam didn't do what he did. He didn't have to have him redeemed. That was his act. We got to figure out the fact how everybody else get charged with it. Right. I'm walking down the street and somebody else, two guys in a car done sat here and they done robbed the gas station. I'm walking down the street, he done grabbed me. I'm trying to figure what I got locked up for. I have nothing to do with these guys. I don't even know these guys. He said, well, because of how the system works, you being charged too. So now I got to get an advocate. I got to get somebody to come in and fight for me to try to fight to say, Tony Smith is a victim of circumstances. He had nothing to do with this. There's no reason, absolutely no reason whatsoever he should be charged for it. Where he looked like the suspect, you can't charge him for looking like nobody. He didn't make himself. And that's what he looked at. He called you Ben-Nima Adam because you look like Adam. No more than it was right for the police to grab you because you look like some suspect and it's wrong. He said, it's wrong for you to be charged with it. I need to redeem you. But see, you want to understand the benefit when you realize you was in a situation you couldn't free yourself. You couldn't fight for yourself. You look just like the man. You the only suspect I got until I get somebody else. Y'all know sometimes until I can get somebody else that got more dirt on than you all we got. So all them people were hell until Yahushua came. That's why he came to vindicate, to justify. There was no legal basis for you to be dying for the act of somebody you had nothing to do with. That's why we looked at the gift being greater than the trespass. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, do we blame the law? No, because he used the law to come back to save us. Because when the fullness of time, what did he do? Made well. To do what? That were under the Torah. That's right. That's what he did. Same thing he did with Joseph when he was in jail. He put him in due time. He put him in prison because there was a man that was going to come from Pharaoh that was going to be cast in prison who needed to be vindicated. He needed to be redeemed. That's right. And that's what he made it for, to be right there in fullness of time to make sure that man could get out. It was no legal basis for that man to be in there. That's why when he saw him, he let him know, he said, you're going to be restored. You're going to be restored back to your position. That's what us. Yahuwah come back to restore us. See, these white folk look at me and these black folk, these slaves. Slaves my word problem. White folk don't give me no problem. The slave mind, a dangerous mind. Because these folk know, they hear me talking, guess what? There's no reason to feel these people the way we used to feel. The only thing they can do to you is what you let them to do. We hadn't done nothing. We hadn't took nothing. We done went too many years with the slap, kick, get thrown down and get hit and start praying. I'm not praying for nobody hitting on me. Right. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It's dumb. Got a book right here where those folk were given charge to fight for their freedom and fight for their liberty. That's right. And how in the world we sit up here today and it going to make sense that he going to have us sit up here and we going to be praying for folk beating on us? Marduk and them, they sat there and they fought to deliver themselves. They got letters from the Malak, from the emperor, telling them that you can fight for your freedom. First thing they want to do a peaceful protest. They want me to be I do the same. I tell them out. You tell your people put away their gun. I tell my people put away theirs. We got to stop being the first people. Don't slap me then and gonna tell me I stop it. You shouldn't have slapped me. You started it. You can't cut it off now. And we'd have started the first time we got slapped, and we'd have showed we ain't shut nothing down. We'd have shut it all down. It'll end it. That been one. We'd have had a history book. One time a black man got slapped. That's the name book we call. One time a black man got slapped. Kid be like, where that was? Said, baby, this was way long time, baby. This way before I was even born. Not born, that's short. Born. Unfortunately, we got a book called Slap, Slap. Slap, 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 and then Slap Nigga. Still today. A lot of this stuff should have been stopped. Our men need their self-respect back. We need our dignity back. Our women need to look at us. Our kids need to look up at role models, examples. Somebody to be like, black kid don't look at no black man want to be no black man, not unless he dribbling or throwing a ball. Unless he rapping and grabbing on their penis. Unless he pissing on a woman on the ground. Piss poor example for our men. Man ain't got no business pissing on no woman. You piss in the toilet. Or go out there and piss on the other side of your car. That's if you can't get to the bathroom. You know. Don't piss on your tie, especially if you just put Umbrall on it. So I've heard. But no, we got to definitely work on trying to restore our people and get our people some better dignity. I ain't going to hold y'all no more longer, but I definitely want us to make sure we get minded about how we got to make some changes. And we really got to start looking at the importance of what we more or less project out for our people. Our young people got to start saying something different. Our women got to start saying something different. We used to be high on the totem pole on the market. Man, folk don't want us. You get up, man, you get them a hard look. Because the folk done show some of bad imagery. We won't change. We stubborn. We don't want to grow. We get stuck in a pattern. We want it. It's bad. I'm just telling you, it's bad. It's bad. You know what? You can't let age get you like that. Like they say, ain't no fool like an old fool. Always leave yourself open for change. Don't ever get nobody fooling you talking about you can't change. That's a lie. You ain't too old to change. Anytime you can find right is do better. I always want to do better. Why would I not want to do better? That's stupid. Don't get stuck in a way. Listen, you had an option. Folk be like, I changed. Then people gonna think I'm weak. Listen, don't worry about it. Folk gonna think anything about you anyway. Folk, I ain't got time to run to everybody's mind, change nobody's opinion about me. You gotta be confident in yourself. You gotta know what type of person, you ought to know what type of person, you ought to know your character. You need to be good with yourself. First person I made my ends with, two people I had to get right with, him and me. I tried to get right with him, get right with him. Getting right with him, you need to get right with yourself too. Everybody, I need to get right with my maker, get right with my maker. You ain't gonna ever get right with your maker until you start looking at the ideas you got. You gotta change the things you do so you can get to where you can get a relationship. There's a correlation. Y'all got what I'm saying? You need to have that. You need to be able to talk to the Abba. You need to be able to talk to him and confess. You need to be able to have somebody that watch over you. You can't see everything going on around you. Listen, your own people working for your fall. People you'll think people, they be working to hurt you. I'm trying to tell you now. People don't, listen, nigga get 2 cents. That's too much money for him. You'd be surprised. For whatever reason, we some jelly-hearted people. I'm telling you, listen, I ain't talking about no other race. Leave white folk alone. I'm talking about us. The nigga is your worst enemy when it comes down to taking you down and lying on you and do the most hurt and detriment to you. It's because he don't know himself. See, we got to get over the fact that if you see somebody doing something, that don't take nothing away from you. That's good imagery. That's good imagery. That's good to see a brother doing good. I see a brother doing good. That one little brother, I got to worry about blowing their brains out. They kind of take something away from me. I'm glad to see you doing good for yourself, and that help keep you living longer. So you run by an old man like me, I can't lose like that. I'm too old to get my car lay on the ground. I'll be honest with you. I said, man, you should have picked somebody else's car. Man, I ain't finna got that car. Man, I'm too old. Man, I can't be on no ground. Man, I'm on YouTube. Boo, boo, boo. On YouTube, they playing that thing over and over. No, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I don't do good on YouTube. I'm too old for that one. Ain't that right? No, ain't no jack in my car. We ain't gonna be able to do that one, baby boy. Your mama should have raised you better than that. Ain't that right? They should have told you, some folks car you don't even want. You don't want mine if it's a tank full of gas with money laying on the seat. Leave that one alone. I'm too old to be walking. My kid watch that car. Woo! Something. It ain't nothing but a car. I'm paying for it. Y'all. It's my car. No, it ain't nothing but no car. Are you serious? You should have told your kid when he tried to steal it. Ain't that right? I'm too old to be walking. I'm walking down the spreadway, got a bummer ride trying to call an Uber. Man, like, what y'all this time? Man, nigga took my car. He tells me, you should have had a gun. So I'm thinking about it, huh? But we don't want to hurt our own people. We just got to start thinking better about ourselves. We got to start giving ourselves an opportunity, encouraging our brothers and our sisters to want to do better, so we don't have to be takers and haters of one another. That's too much wasted energy. It'd be people hate me. Let me tell you what I do. I ignore people. I don't pay people. Let me tell you something. I don't feed into it. Because this is what I look at. You watching me. I don't know how to watch you. You hate me. I don't even know you to hate you. That's too much energy and time to give you. I don't have that kind of... And you don't even see me, don't even know me. How good, what are they doing? You can't sleep at night? Wasted time. Don't ever give people that type of energy. I don't give them to them. I'm going to go home. I'm going to take my hemp, my CBD. I'm going to talk about Hayward. I'm going to run Hayward down. And I'm going to go to sleep. Isn't that right? I'm going to say my prayers before that. Isn't that right? I know talking about Hayward going to put me to sleep. End of the day, love yourself. Care about yourself, want better for yourself. That's two. Okay. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, Hua. We're going to get ready so we can get our announcement so we can get ready to go. We got your shot. Appreciate everybody. We got our guests back right now. How y'all doing? I'm going to get y'all name right quick. What we got back there? I'm going to get a mic so I can hear y'all. She got a mic right there so we can hear you. How you doing, good man? That's all right. That's good. How we doing? I'm doing all right. What's your name? Mario. Okay, Mario, nice to meet you. How you find us?
I've been watching your videos online.
YouTube.
Well, yeah, YouTube.
Okay.
I basically went online and I was telling you guys at the front, I need to find a church.
They can't hear you.
Is it working? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, initially I was dealing with people over in the West End.
Okay.
That's in Demona. You know,
yeah. I know that
stuff.
too.
Yeah, but then after I learned what I needed to learn there, and I'm still kind of learning the Hebrew.
Yes, sir.
I was like, I need to find a synagogue of Yahweh.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So then I found your church, and then I texted to my buddy because we stay in the same building, and then he started sending me your videos.
Okay.
And I was like, you got video? So we've been watching the videos for about the last week. I said, I'm gonna check them out this week.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out there this week, man.
Man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, we, decided to come out, check you out.
Appreciate you. Who you got here with you?
This is my girl.
Okay, how we doing? Doing all right?
I'm doing well, thank you.
All right. And what's your name, sweetie?
Angela.
Angela? Good to meet you, Angela. Appreciate you. Appreciate he brought you to a good place. That's all right. We appreciate you coming out and visiting with us. We definitely on that path and want to make sure we're doing the right thing and trying to educate our people on how to work better together and make sure we, look at this thing and understand what it was that he actually designed for us to do. We just want to get it right. Anybody trying to battle other camps and motherfucker camp want to battle and fight. And we done did enough of that with each other, man. It ain't did nothing but damage. And it's damaged a lot of people in the middle that really wanted truth. And we lost them because we spent a lot of time fighting each other, sitting down looking at how we get this thing right at the end of the day. Having that inner peace and knowing we actually got that connection and being able to walk with him like they walked with him, like Abraham, even with Daoud, how these people walk. They had a relationship that he established some of these people. And we're trying to go in and get that reconnection, recover our people, so our people can take our rightful place. And we know our people consist of not just people of this color, because, we came out of Mizraim, it was a mixed multitude. It's people of honest hearts and all these people. We wasted so much time making the white man the devil. Then they're talking about Sue, who they call Esau, he white man. That makes sense. A black woman and a black man have a white kid and a black kid. They were brothers. They were twins. They had been the same people. He was just hairy. They waste so much time on stuff and they fighting something. And white folk have made us put us that point where you have to be literal everything. And that's why for men, we have to be ready to fight. And it's because of them. They put us where we had to fight them. Now we got to fight each other. Then we got to fight the women. We got to fight the kids too. We don't get no peace. As a man, we don't get that. No, men need to be able to bond and know we can genuinely deal with each other without hurting and taking from each other. And that's something we lost that. We've lost it. We got the language, we got the books, but we still don't know how to deal with each other. And that's the part we're trying to fix.
Yeah, and that's something that I expressed to my guy. We have all these different groups, and everybody got these minute differences.
Yeah.
But all in all, I try to express something that's all about y'all.
That's it.
You understand? Like, we can talk about our little stuff all we want to, but in the end, it's all about y'all. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some groups that have
Some big crazy stuff. Yeah.
To me, they're kind of lost.
Yes,
You
exactly.
understand? So I steer clear of that, but all in all, I think that like your messages were right on with what I believe. We gotta start with us. We gotta protect ourselves.
Yeah.
We can't be ignorant about what we've been taught in the past, or what what's been genetically passed down through us, and believing that it's okay to hurt the enemy.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, I was watching one video, you had those that hate Yahweh. It was something along that line.
Yeah.
You know, if Yahweh hates this,
Yeah.
then you should hate it too.
Yeah, that's right.
You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And like you said, it's not the person.
Yeah.
It's the act.
It's the act.
It's you know, as I like to tell people, the law was, people say, the Christians say, oh, we're no longer under the law.
Make no sense.
Right?
Yeah.
It don't make sense. We're no longer under the law. I had to wrap my own mind around it. Why would somebody say that? Well, that person that says that loves sin.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
The person that loves Yahweh loves the law.
That's right.
Right? And so sin is your prison.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to get out of it. So that's just where I'm at with it, man. Just trying to find that group of people that make me feel like, hey, man, I just want to do the best.
That's it. That's it. We definitely appreciate you too, y'all coming out here. Definitely appreciate y'all. Give them a hand clap. Appreciate that. Let's get ready to stand, everybody. Get ready to stand. Get ready to stand. Get ready to get our announcements so we can go. Yoshi. Tell Steven you love him. What we got, Yoshi?
Everybody send their hob.
And we send it back to them. Hob everybody. Definitely appreciate everybody overseas, out of town, everybody. Locally, some out sick. Appreciate y'all get well soon. Appreciate our other visitors that came. I got a whole row on right there. Good to see them, my hand. Good to see y'all. Yeah, that's all right. Isn't that beautiful? Whole family, right? Y'all all related? Are y'all all related to each other? Y'all all related? That's beautiful, ain't it? Whole family come out together. Ain't that something? Appreciate that. Good to see y'all. Y'all be fasting? What about the young daughter right there? You be fasting? Courtney, I know you don't be fasting. Talking about 5 minutes, she done fainted. She said she gonna work. Next time you say we fast, you doing it though, right? How long you gonna go? You don't want to put no time limit, though, do you? That's all right. That's all right. All right, everybody, let's get returned toward the east. We get ready to Palau. Kudash Abba, separated Father, we give all kabod and kabod, which is the glory and the honor, to your Shem, which is your name. Knowing that without you we can do nothing. We Palau, in which we ask that you would Baraka your Shamaim and your Sabut, which are the height expansion where you dwell in your armies. Baraka, the Shem of Yahushua HaMashiach, which is your salvation, the anointed one. That you will Baraka all of the works, the ideas, and the fashion of which he came in order to redeem us from the Beth of bondage, which is the house of slavery. Barak us, which will bestow a gift or benefit upon us, according to the Berifu Shabbat, which is the covenant you vowed. You promised to Abraham, Yitzchak, Jacob, the Yahudim, to Yasharal, and their Tuladaf, which are their generations, even unto us and our Tuladaf and their Tuladaf, which are our generation, that you will recover us, that you will make us a Gui, which is a nation, after your own law, which is after your heart. We palau, in which we ask that you will barak our understanding, that you will barak our lives, which are our hearts, that you would seal us with the Ruach HaKadosh, which is the spirit of separation. Barak your Shalakim, which are your sent ones, your Mal'aki, your messengers, and your Ra'ah, your shepherds, that we will speak forth your Dabar, your word, with understanding, with clarity, that it might prick our lives, our hearts, that we might turn and yield ourselves before it's a long too late forever. We palau that you will barak Jerusalem, which is the city, the foundation of Shalom, the Malkum, which is the place where you say your un is always upon your eyes, from the beginning of the Shana, which is of the year, to the end of the Shana. We palau that you will recover us and let us reign with you in New Jerusalem. Make us of the Kodashim, which are the separated ones. Make us Talmim, complete, and make us joint heirs with the Mashiach, which is of the anointed one. Barak it out of towners and those we're separated from, and keep them. Strengthen them with all, that they faint not. Be a baraka to the married, the single, the separated, the sick, the afflicted behind prison walls, bereaved and war-stricken country, going through disease and pestilence. We palau, in which we ask that you count us amunah, faithful, that you will count us to be able to escape that which is to come upon the whole alarm, which is upon the world. Baraka those that are going through the devastation effects of nature, especially the Yahudim and to Yasharal. Keep the potential of those that Yakra upon your Shem, which is called upon your name. Baraka those, bestow a gift of benefit upon those we commit unto you, that asked us to palau for them and with them their condition, their situation, and their circumstances that only you can change and unfold. Be a baraka to those in leadership and authority whom you place for the execution of the Rosha, which is of the wicked, and to vindicate the Sadiq, which is the righteous. Without you, we are nothing. We confess that we've gone wrong and fallen short of your kabod, which is your glory. How do thanks and all the the thanksgiving to your Shem, your name, for reconciliation, for most of our remission, which is the removing of our kataim, for your kaseed, which is your favor that you granted us, that we're undeserved of through all our works. You had this recalm upon us, which is mercy. Grant us this opportunity, recover those gone astray and taken from us, even our individual mishpachah, which are our families, our young people. Touch their lives, their hearts before it's a long too late, everlasting. And when we've done all we can do here on this side, we palau, in which we ask for a beth in your Lam Malkuth, which is a home in your eternal empire, where we can see your pioneer, your face, and we can tahalim your Shem better, which is praise your name. In the Shem, which is the name of Yahushua, HaMashiach, let us all say, Amen. Come home! Come home! Ahabya. Come on, kids, hurry up. Come on, Joker ain't got all night. What y'all doing? Man, you tripping. You tripping. Huh? Uh-huh. Come on. All right, y'all ready? All right, y'all ready? All right, y'all remember how I showed y'all how to do it? Y'all ready? Y'all remember how we did it? Well, come on. Come on, Joker. He got to learn how to do it like us. Come on, Joker. You passed it? Good. All right. Come on, Joker. You got to do it like us this time. Come on over here. You saw how we did it last time. We're going to do it like, y'all ready? Come on, Joker. Y'all get ready. Y'all ready? Yeah. All right. Come on, y'all ready? Come on anyway. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3, hit. Ahab the little children. Ooh, all the children of the congregation. Ooh, red and yellow, black and white. They are precious in His sight. Rahab, the little children of the congregation. Woo! Come home! Come home! I'll have you. All these guys crooks.